Wake up, it's a brand new day. Crazy Lou's here, got something to say. Good morning, gamers, rise and shine. It's time to play, let's have a good time. Morning, morning, gaming community. With Crazy Lou, it's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. In the world of games, we're just meant to be. Grab us coming and eat up scene. Crazy Lou is ready, it's a gaming scene. Fernie's trading people where there's skin. Overeating and go, rates and pay top mean. Good morning, coming moving. It's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. Wait.
Initiating launch sequence.
Let's begin! Things have been heating up somewhere out there. Something has just been too hot, like the desert out there in Nevada. You can fry your egg on that thing. You can warm up your coffee. You can I think you can even make pancakes on it, if you are playing a game. So the question is, chat, what would happen if GTA 6 comes out? But either way, though, good morning, everybody. Also, afternoon and evening, the crazy one. Wish you a beautiful and an awesome Monday. Chat, how is everyone doing? I mean, hell, by tomorrow comes the wave of very bad news on the Xbox side. Comes that big wave that's going to come up about the layoffs. Comes that big wave that's going to come up about several things. Even though we had a weekend over that I was just laughing my butt off about a video that came out because it seems like the fanboys over there in PlayStation have found another safe haven to go to. Yeah, that's what it seems though. Yep. Yes, we will talk about that later because hell, I watched the video and I was like, huh? Who? He? I mean, seriously, I was asking questions. I'm not kidding you. I was asking questions when I saw that video. I said, hold up a minute. We gotta talk about this today. Ah, man, Sin over here first. What's up, Sin? Good morning to you, sir. How are you, Sin? What's new? Farke, Talos, the man with the ray. What's up, Talos? Farke, say Louis is on fire with his PS5. Let's go. Yes, it's on fire. And thank you for that thumbnail, Farque. We actually made it pretty funny. You know, we got the guy from Death Stranding laughing at the PS5. Well, it's causing fire. It's overheating. It's causing problems. I wonder how the hell that's going to run GTA 6. I mean, because of Death Stranding, because I've seen pictures, chat. I've seen pictures. And I got to say this, chat. I got to say this because it's true. Death Stranding looks gorgeous. I mean, it's a gorgeous game. Really well made by Hideo Kojima. Really poured his heart on his team, right? Really good game, right? Been made and everything. But damn, it looks that gorgeous. I can imagine GTA 6 will run over there. I mean, shit, it's gonna be several PS5s on fire over there. God damn. How many times have we said the whole liquid metal thing is a problem? Yeah, said it plenty of times, but yet they're like, no, that thing works fine. I'm like, okay, yeah, keep believing that. All right, let's see who's in here. Oh, my adopted pony, the main one. Mike Johnson, what's up? Good morning to you, sir. How are you, Mike Johnson? Oh, man. John TJ, what's up, man? Good morning to you, sir. Big Money B, what's up, Big Money? Big Money. How you doing, bro? How you doing? TJ, last night I went in and I had the Xbox on. I was working on the show. Matrix sent me an invite and we played a little bit of Splitgate. I think we won 3 matches. Yeah, we won 3 matches. So we did pretty well. On Splitgate. Had a little bit of fun. You know, because over the weekend I couldn't play games. I've been busy as hell. Hey, Chio Walker, what's up, man? How you doing? Good morning to you, sir. Like I said, today's going to be a spicy show. We got some things to talk about. So let's begin with this one, chat. Let's begin with this one because, hell, this one's burning up your PS5s. I don't know why. Of course I do, because we have talked about this last week. Because it's kind of funny that last week we go in and we talk about how the liquid metal is an issue, and now we have Death Stranding hitting up these PS5s. Kind of like what happened with Final Fantasy 16. Ah, shit. But either way, though, let's go. Let's go talk about this because we got so much to talk about. Because after that, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna watch that video of that amazing lady called Laura Fryer. I got a couple things to say about Laura Fryer's video. Because I was like, huh? Who? Huh? But all right, let's go talk about this, guys. Let's talk about what's warming up your PS5s, which is insane. And hell, I mentioned this before. We have talked about this plenty of times. That liquid metal is a problem with these consoles. And yet the fans were like, no, that's not true. It works fine. Yeah, it does, really. So, woo, let's do this right now. Here we go. So, Death Stranding 2 is causing some PS5s to overheat. Hot in here. So it's hot now, huh? Death Stranding 2 on the beach is an absolutely outstanding game. Nobody said it was bad. I know it's pretty good. Safo, guten morning. Morgan, how are you doing, Safo? Guten morgen. Safo, we got a problem over here with the PS5s warming up. Telling you, we got a big problem last week. Last week, we had a problem with the liquid metal thing now. Oh, no. So here we go. Death Stranding on the beach is an absolute. Death Stranding on the beach. On the beach. Come and join the party. Death Stranding on the beach. No, it doesn't. It can't. No, it doesn't. No, sorry about that. It's an absolutely outstanding game, and sure, many of you are spending your weekend exploring Australia, perhaps with our handy Death Stranding 2 guy by your side. But everyone's having a great first weekend in the game. Hold on, chat. I forgot to open. Every time I go on here, I keep forgetting to open Twitch. Let me go open Twitch to keep on reading chat. Sorry about that. Let me open the Twitch channel real quick. 30. So I can continue on reading. Yep. All right, perfect. It's open. All right, there we go. We got it open just in case people come by that they had to. So, like I was saying, chat, let's continue on because hell, this is some fiery, spicy news. So here we go. But not everyone is having a great first weekend with the game. A number of players have complained that the release map screen is causing their PS5 consoles to overheat. Huh? A fairly active Reddit post to report this issue. I've been playing the game on the base PS5 and overall it runs great. The graphics are stunning and I've had no issues during regular gameplay. But as soon as I pause the game and the map screen comes up, the fan suddenly goes that into overdrive and I get an overheat warning. Damn. It's strange because everything. You see, Dodge Man. I'm going to talk about that right now. Let me see. Where was I? Overheat. Oh, I get an overheat warning. It's strange because everything else runs smoothly, even during gameplay sessions. But the moment I bring up the map and start planning our routes, that fan suddenly goes crazy and I get an overheating warning. I'm about to buy that game today. Let's try it out. I get an overheating warning. I just cleaned the console recently and it's in a well-ventilated spot, so airflow shouldn't be a problem. A new patch was released recently, but it doesn't sound like that problem has been resolved. This particular user doesn't sound like they're done. I got the exact problem. One player bemoaned. Did I say it right? I'm using an original PS5 digital version. Fans start screaming only at map menu. It sounds like the issue is escalated at the base PS5 with the PS5 Pro holding up better. It's perhaps worth mentioning that the weather has been particularly warm in parts of Europe and America recently, so that could also be a factor. Now we're blaming the weather. Seriously? Okay. But it's possible that some kind of memory leak or other issues here. The menus appear to run with the unlocked frame rate, so that it could be what's kicking the fans into overdrive and causing the console to overheat. One user is sending a detailed bug report to developer Kojima Productions, so it has more information to work with and can quickly issue a fix. That sounds like a smart idea to us. Are you having any problem with the game? Is everything running as intended? for you, or are you also experiencing overheating issues? Cool down in the comment section below. Oh man, seriously. 4K, 4K. I have watched that video. She has some valid points, but at the same time comes across bitter. Yep, you're right. I know what you're talking about because that's what I'm saying. We're gonna dissect that video because there's some things I'm like, okay, you talk positive, then you go negative, then a little bit positive, then go back to negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. I think she made that video to get the PS fans a safe haven to run to. Yeah, she's safe. Let's go to her. She's safe. She is going to be our savior because we have no one anymore out here. So let's go up to her because she's going to be our savior. Seriously. That's what I think happened yesterday. So Dashman Gaming says liquid metal not the issue. It's how you position your console. It's got to be on your side. It shifts to one side of the chip and you have it standing. If you have it standing. Oh, but Dashman Gaming. The problem was they said that wasn't going to be a problem. That the liquid metal would have been stuck on there. It was going to work fine. Well, we all said that wasn't going to work. And all of us had believing because the fanboys told us, hey, it's okay. You can have your PS5 vertically. Believing that. And hell, mine's on the side. After I watched the Coder video, I said, okay, time to put my PS5 on the side. I won't have it vertically anymore because now I know the situation that goes on with it. So, yes. So, there you go. It's an issue, bro. It's an issue. So, like I was saying, though, we got more stuff to talk about this game because it's causing us several things out there, which is, I find it pretty crazy because this game, right? Like I said, it's a gorgeous game. I have seen pictures, right? Man, I can't tell you. I can't wait to play it. I just can't. I just can't wait to grab, my PS5, turn that thing on and play that game because hell, I'm playing Expedition 33, so I'm not going to try to skip Expedition 33 to play that game because I love Death Stranding. I'm a big fan of Death Stranding. But, damn, with all these graphics and all this beauty, it's causing the PS5 to overheat. I mean, that sucker goes overclock. Right there is just whoop. That was another thing we talked about, the overclocking on the PS5. Because we know that it boosts, right? It boosts, it goes up, and then it goes down, and goes up sometimes, and it goes down. So I'm guessing the PS5 does do overclock then, huh, chat? Because it always said it never did, but, hell. So let's see. I watch a bunch of tech vid channels, and I've had a PS5 early on this gen, and before any of this became a new thing, I knew it would be best to be kept the console horizontal day one. Liquid Metal has a limited shelf of 3 years, says Safo, on average. There was a discussion about the use of liquid metal before the PS5 launch. Damn. For the advice they all gave you. They all gave. Yep. That is so true. I mean, hell, guys, this is a problem. This is a problem that sooner or later, us who have sat here for years talking about it, well, I think I wasn't part of the discussion yet. I think I didn't start even XPI while the PS5 launched. I started XPI probably a year later or two or something like that. The GPU's overclocked, says Safo. There you go. See? They're overclocking that console. So if it overclocks, of course it's going to overheat. Shit. Man. That is a bad. I mean, sometimes I believe. Sometimes when people say that is a bad console design, I sometimes sit there. I'm like, it kind of is, huh? Because I mean, right now, on this day and age, we shouldn't be talking about hardware problems. I mean, look, of course, you get your consoles like once in a while that have some issues because hey, it happens to phones. It happens to everything. I mean, you get cars, for example. Like, look, me, I had a car problem the other day, and my car's brand new. Some things come from with factory issues. It happens. I understand. I get it. But this day and age, we got to bring up still constant problems. I mean, after 360 happened, I mean, everyone should be like, oh shit, let's take care. Let's not let this happen. And now you got a PS5 with a liquid metal problem, which us for years have been saying, hey, you got to look at this. This is liquid metal. I mean, we all seen the Terminator. We all know what happens when things overheat. Because hell, that scene when he says hasta la vista, baby, the fucking T1000 was frozen. And then you see the hot lava going onto, landing on the floor, and we see T1000 forming up itself again. Now we know what liquid. I mean, that shows you right there what liquid metal is. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Oh man. That's why it shipped with that huge heat sink in the launch PS5. That is true. Software launched with a huge ass heatsink. Remember that? And for me, that is the better heatsink, to be honest, because when I see something go smaller, heatsink smaller, I start scratching my head and say, "Is this gonna work?" I mean, shit. I wouldn't trust that stuff. So let's bring up another one because we got more on this to talk about. Oh Lord, let's see. Now we got the gamer. I think that was a. Let's see now. Let's bring this one up because hell, we got several sites talking about it. Why not talk about it, right? All right, here we go. Let's bring this one up. So, Death Stranding 2 is causing some PS5s to overheat in an oddly specific part of the game. Death Stranding's two frank incredible visuals seem to be a bit more of the PS5s to bear, as players are reporting that their consoles are overheating or getting hot while touched while playing. Oh man. I am sure they're very sick of hearing Death Stranding 2 on the beach has to be one of the best looking games ever made. Said it. The original was a looker, sure, but Kojima Productions has absolutely taken things to the next level on the sequel. Just look at Nomaritas and tell me wrong. All right. In my experience, these visuals have been some great optimizations as Death Stranding 2 runs with a hitch on my PS5 Pro. That being said, it seems that's not a universal truth, as a decent number of players are reporting running into overheating issues, especially in a non-specific part of the game. So basically, that's it. I mean, they're not talking about anything else, right? Just an odd part of the game that's actually doing this, which is insane. Mm. I heard that I heard someone say they purchased aftermarket plates for with air vents to solve that problem. Oh, you're talking about the aftermarket plates that have the holes on the side that literally just suck up all the air into it. I mean, that's actually a good idea, to purchase that to keep the thing cool. But hell, that thing, the problem is right there that this thing in this part of the game, right? So we got to talk about the problem, right? So because it seems like people are reporting on that same area. And people are saying, right, which is kind of funny, why I picked up this sort of article, right? Because some people have had different issues with the game, but it's basically on this part. So here we go. Let's read this, right? As reported by gamer redditor by the name of Mudman2018, who sounds like a Death Stranding character themselves, posted on the game subreddit to report that they had some issues while playing on the base PS5. According to them, the game runs fine, but most of the time, but the fan goes into overdrive when on the map screen. This is getting on overheating on a few occasions, which they had strange since it's just on the consoles had been cleaned recently. Other users in the subreddit report the same issue, with many saying the base PS5 is struggling with the game in quality mode. Wow. Now we're noticing what mode it is quality. Jesus. It's not just the base PS5 that's been struggling, though. One PS5 Pro user reports that it's had overheating problems as well, with their consoles being hot to the touch. This is all after the recent update of the game, so it's not really clear with the issue is at the moment. Damn, it's getting worse now. It's possible Death Stranding 2 maps and menus simply aren't as optimized as the rest of the game, but it still is weird that so many users are reporting issues right now. Hopefully, Kojima Productions is a workaround coming in the near future so everyone can keep on keeping on. Wow, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff out here. So one part of the era overclocks the PS5. I mean, hell, if you guys didn't do a PS5 that overclocked, I mean, I think things would have been actually a bit better. But all right, no problem. I mean, hell, that was your design. This liquid metal thing, right? Was in your exhaustion, and hell, it's a big problem right now that these guys who are playing this game, enjoying this game, right, as much as they can, is having a problem with overheating issues. Insane, man, insane. So, guys, like I said, last week we were talking about this. We talked about the liquid metal being a problem. That you got people out there saying that it's been a problem with the PS5s, especially with the original fat PS5, the one I have, which is sitting nice and horizontal, not vertical, because you know why? Because I know why. Thanks to the coder, I said, well, it's time to save my console and put the console to its side. But the funny thing is, like, some people say that I don't have the problem. Some people say I don't have the problem, but if it's not your main use of a console, like some people don't use it as a main console, they use something else, you probably might not even run to that problem. You probably want to be one of those guys that after a while, it might happen to you down the road, or it just won't happen to you at all. That's the truth. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But hell, you got this game that is actually boosting the clocks in there, right? And causing a big ass massive overheat. And not only that, you also got a person with the PS5 Pro who ran into the issue. So yeah, they need to fix that urgently. They need to. They also got to look into that liquid metal thing, because that liquid metal thing, if they don't fix it this gen, the next generation come out with a PS6 with another liquid metal thing. I mean, hell, woo! We now know that by the time the years go by, that console is out and dead. Yes, sir. Like somebody said the other day, and I think it was, I think it was Why So Serious that came onto the channel and said a funny comment about it. He goes out and he says, "Well, the PS5 you got to give it an oil change." Damn. I mean, after I read that, I was laughing so hard because it's true. You gotta get the PS5 an oil change. 30 below. Good morning to you, sir. So, crazy day, happening, huh? If it don't happen to mine, I don't have a problem. That's what they say, Dodgeman Gaming, and that's not actually true. We do have a problem right there, Dodgeman Gaming, because hell, here's the thing though, right? Look, we can't be in denial about facts. We can't sit there and be like, that doesn't happen to me. So yeah, I mean, you can't be in denial. You know you got a problem here with your console. If it's happening to some other people, it can happen to me. The question is, if it can, if it cannot. You're 50-50 right there, because we're seeing a situation that's expanding, that's going on. That's why when I heard the coder, I said, okay, time to put this PS5 on its flat side. I'm not having it standing up. But in the end, though, I'm not going to risk it and put my console vertically. I'm not, because the coder said, listen, after a couple, I've had several consoles come in, with liquid metal problem, and he's a guy who just literally dissects consoles. They took him as a fan, but he's not a fan. All he does is fix things. He fixes DVDs. He fixes everything from graphic cards to DVDs, everything on his channel. And he literally said, well, I have several PS5s come in with liquid metal problems. And after I heard him say that, I said, okay, time to put this baby on this flat side. So that way I know it won't spill. That way I won't go anywhere. That way I know it won't happen to me. And I'm happy. So yeah, Bandai Namco's annual summer showcase has been confirmed for this week. Ooh, we gotta watch that then. Vertical, I meant. Oh, you had it standing up, Safo. Oh no, Safo, watch out! Safo, watch out! Don't be confused. Safo, can happen. The tech repair channels I watched do suggest that early models of PS5 get service and liquid metal replied every 2 or 3 years. Damn. Oh, changes on the PS5. Yep. Man. We gotta get that WE40, man. What is it called? WD-40 is it called? The thing that you put on hinges so it can stop making sounds? I gotta buy that and put it on my PS5. Yes, sir. Gonna have to hold that sucker up. Yep. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. And shout out to the 22 people here in the show. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And also hit that bell. Damn. I bought a console to do oil changes. Woo-wee. But 4K, I bet you that if you don't use it as much, it probably will last you 6 years, 7 years. I think, yeah, because I guess I'm happy, I haven't used my PS5 that much. Oh shit, I don't know why I said that. I don't know, get some people throwing heat right there. Oh, that's probably, it's got the blow feature on the controller. If you blow on the controller, then the fans start blowing even more. That's actually, hey, Sony, you got a good idea. Otaku Shaku, man, cool name. What's up, Otaku Shaku? How you doing? That's a cool name, though. Otaku Shaku, man. Wow, seriously, that is an amazing name. He says, my PS5 is standing upright. Since launch day, I'm not too worried. I mean, look, Otaku Shaku, be worried, because look, I'm not saying it's gonna happen to you, and I hope it doesn't, because at the end of the day, I don't want no one's console to fry. I do not want that. I would seriously hate that you're playing a game and that freaking thing fries on you. Like, oh shit, why did it fry? But this situation is happening. It's better for you just to take matters and say, okay, let me just lay it down and just leave it like that. So that way, I won't have any issues with the console. At the end of the day, we don't want issues with our consoles. We don't want that. We all went through the 360 rings of death. That was a painful thing. I mean, I remember I used to wrap my 360 in towels. I'm not kidding you. Wrap that sucker into towels to make it work. And left it on for like 5 or 6 hours in order to fix that issue. Never worked. That towel thing never worked. None of that shit ever worked. The only thing that worked is that you take it in to see if they can fix it. Sometimes it didn't work. That means the console was dead, done. You got to get a new one. That shit sucked. Seriously, it did suck when that happened. So that's why I don't want nobody's console to fry. That's why I say put your PS5 on its side. Don't risk it. Don't be listening to what people go out there and say. Listen to the tech guys, because those guys are the guys who are opening these consoles up, fixing them, right? And I'm not kidding you. These are guys who just do tech. They're not even fans, right? They just do tech to fix things, and they have fun fixing them because that's the way of living, right? So they go in and they fix this, and if they do talk about it, if you hear the warning signs out there, listen to them, because those are the guys who are going to speak truth, not these companies. None of that. They won't tell you that. They won't tell you, oh, it's okay to have vertical. Hell, they try to keep it hiding for you so that way it doesn't become an issue. I had the red ring. I put the box in the fridge for a minute and I fixed. Oh, you put it in the fridge? God damn, I did not know that one. I fix my own consoles too. La Fala, believe what you want. I use mine daily. Believe what you want. Believe what I want. I mean, Dodger, look. Funny thing is, and I'll tell you this much, right? When the PS5 came out, they talked about liquid metal, on how liquid metal is not a good thing. And guys on PC don't like using liquid metal. They just don't. They're not a big fan of the liquid metal situation. They talked about it, why they don't like it. So, okay, you got these guys on PC talking about it, right? Basically, I heard about it. I was like, I think since I saw that the whole liquid metal thing was sucked up in between, I was like, yeah, that's got to work. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think the liquid metal is going to come out, hit the motherboard or anything like that. I don't think it's going to happen because PlayStation's got that thing sucked up so well. I think nothing like that is going to happen. But then, 2 or 3 years later, I see a guy called the Coder come out. Yeah, he didn't even come out. He didn't even come out. He just literally, he did a video on several consoles he did fixes on, and he just posted the PS5 that it was working on to be fixed, right? And he said, okay, hey, listen, I had a PS5 with liquid metal problem right here. And he even said on his video, I have several PS5s come in, but he didn't want to make it like a main issue. The thing was, the site picked up on a video that he did, and they took it and made it a main issue. Like if he was going out there destroying Sony, which he was not destroying Sony. He was not trying to destroy Sony, because that site even came out and said that even out of the box, if you buy the PS5 out of the box, put it vertically, right, standing up, you put that console standing up, you would have problems with the liquid metal issues and everything. Your console will fry. And the Coder said, I have never said that. I said by the time goes by, this situation's happened. But I never said that you buy the console right there on the box, take it out, and you put it standing up, it's going to have that problem. He never said that. So, yeah, like I said, it was a website that picked it up from him that caused him a lot of commotion, which he had to come out, do a video, and try to explain the situation. Said, I don't want to, mess up Sony, or I don't want to say anything bad about Sony. He really did. It was like one of those guys that talk about a problem, and something picks up, a site picks up, comes around and says, oh, yeah, look at the situation. Let's make him a bad guy, But he wasn't the bad guy out there. It was just talking that he had a PS5 or several PS5 come in with a liquid metal problem. That's all he said. But it didn't say all of them have that problem. Oh, Lord. Yeah, Louis, watch the Coder. He live stream most days and fixes things live. And that's all he does. And the fanboys went after him, thinking that he was an Xbox guy or whatever, but he was not. He's just a guy who fixes stuff. He can only go buy the consoles he has seen. 100% Space Shop, 100%. And so if someone goes out there and they says this, you know what I do? I say, okay, I guess the PC guys are right. That's time to put my console lay down flat so that way it doesn't happen to me. I'm not saying it's going to happen to me, but I prevent it from happening. And there's no problem with that. I'm preventing a situation from happening. That's why the PS5 is laying beautifully on its side, even though it takes a lot of space. That's a big mother effort. But hey, we got to protect our investment. That thing costs money, guys. I don't want that thing to fry. And then me go out there trying to look for someone to fix this problem, or tell me, hey, it's dead. Oh, hell no. No. I'm not going through that again. Hell no. I'm tired of that stuff. Michael X, good morning, sir. How are you doing? Talos, the man with the ray, says you can fry eggs and bacon on the PS5 Pro. Oh, so it's the Pro now. The PS5 Pro is a Pro cooker. It cooks things faster than the regular PS5. That's right. That's why it's called the PS5 Pro. It cooks things faster than the regular PS5. Yes, sir, it does. Chad, I'm just slowing Santa. Don't get mad at me. Oh man, moving on up. Let's move up, guys, because you know what? We got a video to discuss here about a sweet lady that came out there, made a video, and now she has become the safe haven of the Sony fanboys. Pretty fun stuff, right? Pretty fun stuff, right? So let's talk about it. Let's bring up that subject right here because hell, it's crazy. Like I said, I watched the video and uh mm, David Cohen says, I've heard the 8th generation consoles aren't running the vibrant visuals in Minecraft well. Also, Louis, you should read the comment first on your stream. Not first comment on the stream. Let me see. Oh, right here. All right, let's see. David Cohen says, remember correct recently when Microsoft got a new vibrant visuals in the performance mode on the Xbox Series X? I like the Mojang added the visuals and performance modes. That was an amazing moment. Good stuff right there. Good stuff. Here's the thing though, right? Sometimes David Cohen, you can release updates and they probably need some fixing because that's the thing now, right? It's not like back in the day when you used to go out there into stores and buy the CD, that was all you got. Right? That was a CD. They had to focus more on the quality back in the day as they do now. Nowadays, it's like, hey, let's release this. Oh, there's a problem. Okay, we'll patch it down the road. No problem. It sucks that we had to live like that nowadays. It sucks. We should demand more, but a lot of us suckers go out there and pay those $70 or $80 for the game instead of demanding more. Which we should demand more and tell them we're not buying. All of us around the world not buying this game because of 30 FPS. All of us around the world not buying this game because it's not fully patched. Like for example, right? Look at Spider-Man 2 when it came out. It did not even have in-game plus. Huh? So you release an incomplete game too? Forza Motorsport was another issue. I remember me and Silent even discussed this on our channel. We even discussed it out there on several channels, and we got even destroyed by it because we even said, "Hey, if the game is not ready, don't release it." We're like, "No, the core game is ready. Release it." Why are you focused on the core game? You got to release the game 100% or actually a 90% nowadays because we all know that you guys go in and put patches on it or start adding stuff. But damn it, release the game fully like it's supposed to be. No, 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 no. Release the game the way it is. It doesn't matter. If the core game is ready, release it. Man, a couple months later, we saw those numbers drop like crazy. And me and Silent went out there and said, see, look what we said. Didn't we tell y'all? Yes, we did tell y'all. We have had this discussion several times. We did. You can't cheer for stuff like that. If we want something to get better, we got to talk about it. I don't know why the Xbox fans didn't talk about it. They wanted to say, hey, no, the core game is ready to release it. And look at now. So, they're saying that turn 10, there might be massive layoffs. The studio might shut down. If it does shut down, I'm going to zoom in on this one. If that studio does shut down, we all know whose fault it is because y'all cheered for saying that if the core game is ready, release it. That's right. There you go. All right. So let's keep going. PS5 won't be a good retro console to buy because that stupid liquid metal. Mark Cerny sucks. I wouldn't let him build me a PC. Look, let me tell you something, right? Even though I joke a lot around about Mark Cerny and everything, right? I do a lot of jokes, but listen, I don't think it's 100% his fault. Because if Mark Cerny, like they gave him like the creative idea, say, hey, Mark Cerny, listen, build me the ultimate beast of a console and use whatever you want, just do it. I think Mark Cerny would have made like the beast of a console that he wishes to make, but Sony probably limits him to say, no, try to make this console this way so it can have the power, have this. What can you use? Should we use thermal paste? No, it won't work. Let's just, So he probably looked for some several solutions that won't cause problems to the console. Let's see. Sapo says, I stopped completely caring about that. I'm going to play a game. I'm going to play a game. Be it completely broken or otherwise. Yeah. Xbox is mad disrespectful about giving Series X owners 60 FPS after releasing Hellblade 2 on PS5. Where's the update all this time? Bro, listen. They probably I don't know how is that game running. I don't know if that game's running 4K. Is it 4K? I think it was 4K 6. I think it was 4K 30 when released. But look, some people say they might find it disrespectful. Some people say they don't. Me, I've learned something this generation, Otaku. This generation, I let the games release and I wait a while before I start playing them pretty much. That's what I do. I mean, look, Doom released the other day, and it was having problems with ray tracing, a whole bunch of things on PC. Now they released the patch because they had to work into it quick, so people can actually enjoy it. We know what the patch tracing, ray tracing, whatever all that techie stuff is called. There's so much stuff out there, but bro, it's every single game. It's not only Xbox. It's every single game releases with a problem. You have or a graphics problem, or screen tear, or frame drops, or there's so much stuff out there that you're like sitting here like, damn. Why can't y'all release just a nice, clean game, or take your time to release something nice, at least 90% complete or 95? Don't know. You guys are literally releasing games at a 70% completion, into 60 into 70, which sucks nowadays. Because the funny thing is, you guys say, oh, on the PS5 runs 60, but, dude, bro, what is it, 2K? 60? When you guys promised on the box that it was going to be 4K native 60. Not only the PlayStation box, also on the Xbox box. It says it on there. So this generation, from optimization in games, man, it's been horrible. Jesus, oh Lord. I think there's a very few games that have been released that you can say, damn, this looks good. Like, for example, Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2 is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Hi-Fi Rush, gorgeous. I mean, there's some games out there that were released that were just gorgeous on the dot. They didn't have that much problems like some games did. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So, am I mad that how big is a 60 FPS now? No. I haven't played the game, to be honest. So good thing I didn't. That's true. They charge full price for a half-baked game and fix it later. By the time it's fixed, it's on a deep discount. There you go. See, I'm not lying, Otaku. I'm just speaking out the truth. It's the truth. So, moving on up, like I was saying, moving on up. Let's bring this video up. Because we got a couple things to say about this nice lady right here. So let's put this on the screen. Let me open this in theater mode. All right, let's grab this. Because this is something that's interesting. Something I don't understand, because I feel like, listen, I've been saying this for quite some time. That there has been changes happening along the way. So, and even though we got the changes, right? Oh, what'd I do? Did I miss oh crap. Hold on, check. Give me one little second. I think I've opened up a video and okay, here we go. Okay, perfect. Now I got it working. All right. CC, what's up, CC? How you doing, man? Good morning, good morning. But I thought PlayStation 5 was the most capable system. It can't run Boredom Simulator 2 without melting your system. Oh, damn. You guys are throwing some slander. Hey, what's the Simulator 2? You're talking about Death Stranding? I'll be honest with you. I love Death Stranding. I loved it. Now, Horizon, though? I will not defend Horizon. Now, that game, no. Hell no. I do not like that game. Nope. So, oh, if it don't happen to me, then it don't exist for me. Laugh out. But I've stated that the most people, I've changed my liquid metal, I repair my own console. Oh, so you're admitting you've done the oil change in the PS5. What? Okay, Dashman, what do you have to do? Be doing oil changes, though? Jesus. Oh, Lord. Good thing you do it, but at the end of the day, though, I will still keep it horizontal. I wouldn't mess with that. So this video has caused a lot of commotion out there because Lara Fryer has come out, for several videos. Are you playing Death Stranding 2, Louis? Yes, I am. I'm going to start playing it soon. I'm in Expedition 33. I have not bought it because if I buy it, I'm going to ignore Expedition 33 and jump into Death Stranding. But I want to finish Expedition 33 before I jump into Death Stranding. Seriously, I do. And I want to test the map thing, see if my PlayStation fries. Because if it does fry, then, I'm going to be cracking up an egg in a frying pan, putting it on top and taking a picture, just for the hell of it, just to get people out there mad. Put it out there on Twitter. They're going to come after me and be like, Louis, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And, just to get some people mad, just for laughing. Because I like to laugh. And, yeah, and I even show the tweets on here just for you guys to laugh. So, Here we go. Let's watch this video.
If you watch the latest Xbox showcase, you can see that Xbox has finally landed on a strategy, a plan for the future of Xbox.
It's finally landed on a strategy and a plan for the future of Xbox.
It's the Xbox Anywhere plan. They are betting the entire business on Game Pass and leaving the hardware innovation to their partners at Asus. This wasn't surprising. Hardware is expensive to make. It's much easier to slap an Xbox sticker on an existing piece of hardware and call it a day. It requires very little effort in comparison. And if you don't care about console sales or exclusive games anymore, why bother innovating in hardware?
I love that part where she says, why not innovating in hardware? Really? I mean, so we got Nomads over here saying, why is you have to put your name like Nomad? Sorry about that if but he says, Horizon Forbidden West was one of the best looking games this generation. I never said it was ugly looking. I just said it was boring. There's a difference between boring and ugly. I just said it was boring. That's my personal take. Now, if you enjoyed it, good. I'm happy that you enjoyed it. If you don't care about consoles or exclusives, you're defeated. Oh, okay. But here's what I find funny. Why this area right here says, this is what I love about this video. Let me focus on this video.
It requires very little effort.
Oh, it's by Numb Buzz. Oh, you're calling me a fool? Hey, guys, take care of him. He needs a little vacation.
In comparison.
Me a fool.
And if you don't care
It
about
says
console
numb
sales or exclusive games anymore,
ass.
why
That's
bother
why I saw it. So
innovating
sorry
in
about
hardware?
that. But either way, now since I know you're being
I'll
ass,
admit,
you
it's
have
a great
yourself a good
message
day,
for
sir.
gamers. Who doesn't want to play their games with their family and friends on any device and any platform? But that's all it is. It's marketing. It's style, not substance. Just because you say something, it doesn't mean that you can do it. And it also doesn't mean that you won't change your mind. After all, Xbox has been pivoting a lot lately.
Yep, that's me. And you're probably wondering how I ended up here. Well,
Kind of
it's
funny.
pretty
Stop
standard.
with
Remember
this
when they
video
talked
is
about
kind
the
of late.
importance of
Xbox announced
high-quality
console.
games,
That was
but then
another thing
shut
right
down
there,
the
too.
studio that made Hi-Fi
Let me do it
Rush?
myself.
What about Game Pass? One of the defining features was day one games, and now there are tiers that don't offer the feature at all. Last year, Phil expressed how $70 pricing could feel manipulative to gamers, and now he's on board with charging $80 for Outer Worlds 2.
The cost may be high.
Worlds price now. What about Game Pass? One of the defining features was day one games, and now there are tiers that don't offer the feature at all. Last year, Phil expressed how $70 pricing could feel manipulative to gamers, and now he's on board with charging $80 for Outer Worlds 2.
Okay, now it's on board for charging $80 for Outer Worlds 2. Again, I'm trying to figure out why it's so bad about what's happening. But this area right here, right? Let me go back to this because I was snapping some things out there. So
Why bother innovating in hardware?
why bother innovating in hardware? What kind of question is that? So you find it's easier for them to say, okay, let me slap this on the handheld. But the question is, did Xbox actually have an handheld? Did they show an actual handheld? I keep saying this because people seem to forget that they did not show a handheld out there. They talked about having a handheld, but if they didn't show it, then was there a handheld to be shown to us? That's the part I don't understand. I keep wondering, why do people still bring up this handheld thing and be like, oh, why innovate in hardware? But I mean, we've been seeing changes in the gaming space for like the last 10 or 15 years. We're seeing cloud coming up even more. We're seeing, for example, because they seem, I just love, look, chat, I just love how they always focus on Xbox. They always like to throw jabs at Xbox. But when PlayStation started the cloud thing in 2013, it's basically the same cloud thing that Microsoft is doing. Because back in the day, when PlayStation did the 2013 or 2014, when they went out there and bought the cloud situation, right? They had PlayStation Now on TVs. They have PlayStation Now on their cell phones. They have PlayStation Now cloud gaming. So PlayStation does have a cloud gaming. Oh my God. What I mean, I question myself. Where do you think the future lies on these consoles? I mean, seriously, I sit here and I say, what is the future? And the question is, what is actually working? Because we're seeing a lot of things happening out there, which is insane. We're seeing studio shutdowns, studio cancellations. We're seeing a lot of things happening out there. And you all keep focusing on the whole hardware situation. You all keep focusing on, hey, let's go out here, let's compete, let's kill each other, let's do this. When that competition is actually not working. Look at PlayStation, for God's sakes. They don't even have that much of games this generation like they did last gen, which last gen they killed it with a lot of games. This gen is like, they have several, but not that much from the first party studios. Oh my God.
I'll admit, it's a great
Okay.
message for gamers. Who doesn't want to play their games with their family and friends on any device and any platform? But that's all it is. It's marketing. It's style, not substance. Just because you say something, it doesn't mean that you can do it. And it also doesn't mean that you won't change your mind. After all, Xbox has been pivoting a lot lately.
Yep, that's
Pivoting
me.
a lot.
And you're probably wondering
They're
how I
probably
ended up
evolving
here.
and innovating,
Well,
not
it's
pivoting, but
pretty
okay.
Remember when they talked about the importance of high-quality games, but then shut down the studio that made Hi-Fi Rush? What about Game Pass? One of the defining features was day one games, and now there are tiers that don't offer the feature at all.
They seem to forget that that studio got sold, right? Because, one thing is being shut down and then being sold, then being shut down completely. But okay, let's keep going.
Last year, Phil expressed how $70 pricing could feel manipulative to gamers, and now he's on board with charging $80 for Outer Worlds 2.
Did Phil Spencer actually say that, guys? We gotta look for that.
The cost may be high. One day, I know you'll be mine.
From my perspective, the Xbox strategy has been chaotic, so it's hard to say exactly what they'll
From
do
your
next.
perspective, the
But
Xbox strategy has
assuming they
been
stick
chaotic.
with Xbox Anywhere, it's really left me wondering, will the latest announcement drive more gamers to Game Pass? Will they be able to convince gamers that the Xbox ROG Ally is a good idea? And what is going to happen with the hardware and software teams that aren't delivering right now in the Xbox team? Are they going to get caught up in the layoffs that Microsoft
This part I love about this video. Check this out.
just announced are coming? For context, let's talk about why Xbox started and how it played into the strengths of Microsoft. I was working in Microsoft Game Studios on Crimson Skies when the console talks started. At that point, Microsoft dominated the office, but Sony owned the living room and was taking a serious bite out of the PC gaming market. When Xbox launched, there were at least 125 million PlayStations available, and there was a reason for that. Gamers could just plug in the PlayStation and the games worked. They didn't have to worry about why that piece of software on their Windows system didn't play nice with the other piece of software and why their video card wasn't working or that they needed an updated driver. It was simple.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
Of course, at that time, game developers actually listened to their customers and they would follow them. With all of these gamers going to PlayStation, game developers started trying to climb the hill of learning the PlayStation. And if they could do that, then they didn't have to worry after they made their game about testing all of those hardware and software compatibility issues that plagued the Windows ecosystem. It just worked. Microsoft could see this threat, so they jumped in and did what Microsoft does best. They took over an existing market by leveraging their strengths. They already had a fine-tuned system of execution at scale. They knew how to ship product, and they knew how to scale their system across a large team. Luckily, Microsoft had already built a game developer foundation with Microsoft Windows and DirectX.
That's what it feels
The
like.
message for Xbox was simple. With a hard drive, you could build your game once on Xbox or Windows, and it would just work. Of course, the problem was Windows was bloated. So without telling Bill Gates, the Xbox team removed the bloat and made a light version to power the box.
I start to try to argue for this, why we can't have the normal version of Windows. Bill doesn't want any of it. He doesn't want to hear
I'm
it.
just trying to
He
get
yells
to
at
the
me,
point,
he
Steph.
shuts
Don't
me
worry.
down.
It's almost done
We
with it.
did
I got it.
everything we could to make the platform as attractive for game developers as possible. We even hired 50 game makers into the Xbox Advanced Technology Group to support the game
know what it's
developers.
up, I know.
The ATG team collectively had made hundreds of games, so we were great at translating game developer concerns into changes at Microsoft. We did
I
whatever
want to
it
get to the.
took,
I
and
want
this
to
focus
get
on
to the part
developers,
where it gets interesting.
it was a game changer
That's not-
because
that's
we
what I'm
attacked
playing.
one
I'm
of
trying to
Sony's
get to that
biggest
part.
weaknesses. They did not have great developer tools or support or documentation.
Games sell consoles, and so in order to sell consoles, we had to win the hearts and minds of the developers.
I could see that Xbox had a chance of succeeding. We were listening to developers, and we were building exclusive, high-quality first-party titles. We knew that platform adoption requires proof. People don't buy your new hardware if there's no reason to. Definitely a problem for the new Xbox handheld. And it worked. By 2012, Xbox was a multi-billion-dollar business, and they were a true player in the living room. Fast forward, and here we are. It's 1 year from the 25th anniversary of the Xbox, and it looks like they're abandoning pretty much everything that made the Xbox brand great in the first place.
That's the best part of the video. This is where it starts getting interesting. So, Safo, no worries. I'm about done, with the video. So I'm just, like I said, there's one part where I was just sitting there laughing. Like, she begins the video by talking, right? Oh, but Xbox needs to have a strategy. But now in 2025, like the 25th anniversary, it seems like they're abandoning everything. But I'm like, Xbox. Huh?
And it looks like they're abandoning pretty much everything that made the Xbox brand great in the first place.
Okay.
Let's start with the handheld announcement.
Okay, let's start with this one.
I've seen mixed reactions, and that has me really puzzled because I don't see any reason why anyone would buy this piece of hardware. Just like the
this piece of hardware? Okay.
Original Xbox, it's built on Windows, a slimmed down version of Windows, but it's still Windows. So this isn't something new. And let me just admit my bias here. I don't like Windows. When I left Microsoft, I installed Linux on all of my personal systems, and I never looked back. Of course, as many pointed out after PewDiePie did the same thing, Windows is still needed for some games, so I created a dual boot machine for those cases.
But you see, Space Shot, you bring up a good point. It says, but dominant in the living room is meaningless when people are playing out of the pocket. Didn't we talk about that? Which is true, because here's the thing, though. What you're saying, look, you bring good points, right? Everything you're bringing up is good points, but your points are something that was 20 years ago, though. It's 20 years ago. You're talking something that has happened since 20 years ago when games, didn't cost that much, when to develop a game, when things were pretty much simple, right? Nowadays, we have advanced and online. Nowadays, we have digital things going around. This is digital thing era. Now we have cell phones. Now bro, I got a question for you guys. Simple and easy. Back in the day, how was your cell phone? I got a Motorola somewhere out here, right? I got a Motorola cell phone over here, and I remember to type hello, you had to type it a couple times to say hello. Nowadays, right? Nowadays, we have a touchscreen. We have a big ass screen now where we can watch videos, do all this stuff. From back in the day, we couldn't even do that. We couldn't even imagine the technology how far it advanced in cell phones. It's insane. So you are saying she isn't bringing up valid points. But the thing is, though, Dan, the Laker fan, these are valid points that were 20 years ago, because right now the question is, what is working? Because look, we have an industry problem that nobody mentions a lot. All we look is the console war fact. We focus more on the console wars. Like, we focus too much on how many sales are in the console, if this is good, if this is bad, or if the games are good or bad. Dan, the Laker fan, there's people out there who you bring up a game, right? It doesn't matter if it's a PlayStation or an Xbox games. You bring it up, and they rate that game as like the most horrible game there is out there, and it's actually a good game. Let's listen to this.
Incidentally, this line, the freedom of Windows, Windows 11 is forcing you to have separate accounts so they can track everything you do. Doesn't feel very free.
Okay.
And they are leaving a lot of their Windows 10 users behind because they require a chip to be installed on the motherboard in order for you to upgrade. Microsoft, you do you, but freedom is literally the last thing I would use to describe the Windows operating system. So given the Xbox was already built on Windows, I don't see that that's really a big selling point. But that's okay, because it's really about the games. Will it be Halo? Will it be the new Gears? Is there going to be a game so compelling that it drives me to adopt this new handheld? Well, here's the problem. Xbox doesn't do exclusives anymore. Even if Xbox delivers a crazy, great game, Xbox Anywhere means that I can play that game on any platform. I can play it on Xbox or PC. I may even be able to play it on the PS5 or the Switch. So why would I buy the ROG Ally?
Why would you buy a ROG Ally?
And of course, delivering a killer game in a reasonable time frame isn't something Xbox is particularly good at right now. During the showcase,
wait,
there was
this-
something
this-
Xbox
this
is,
is the-
and of course, delivering a killer game in a
Really, delivering a killer game
reasonable time
in a
frame
reasonable time
isn't
frame
something
isn't
Xbox
something
is particularly
Xbox is
good at right now.
good at right now. So
During the
wait,
show-
hold up a second. Hold up a second. Hold up a second. Since September of last year, all they've been doing is delivering games and games and games and games and games, and they have been killer games because the sites rate them as bad as a lot of them do. So shit, because I kept talking about it, right? This is why we always say there's an Xbox tax, because we see that they're not rating them the proper way they should. Now you're saying they're not delivering killer games? Since September, we have Starfield, right? DLC. We had Call of Duty in October, Stalker 2, which, wow, it's been amazing. December, Indiana Jones. January, Ninja Gaiden HD, right? Let's keep going. February, Avowed. March, what was in March though? I don't know what was in March. April. Let's go to April. We have Oblivion. We have South of Midnight. We have. What do you mean they're not delivering killer games? We're getting Gears of War soon too. We're getting. Oh my God! Seriously, this is.
Showcase, there were several games still in development that weren't even mentioned,
Oh,
like
listen to
State of
this.
Decay
Listen to
3,
this.
Perfect Dark, and Fable.
Okay.
And many of these games have been in development over 5 years.
Okay.
There's
good
only
point.
one reason these games are behind.
Mhm.
It's because Xbox have lost their culture of shipping at scale. They
Has lost their culture of shipping at scale. Really? Oh Lord! I'll get your super chat soon, guys. Hold on, give me
don't
a
have
second.
the people or the process in place that can ship. And it's a shame because they used to do better than anyone in the business. Recently, Microsoft announced that they were going to be doing layoffs. A lot of people are speculating that it's going to be the sales division, but I'm not so sure. I think that if I was working on one of the games that didn't make the showcase, or if I was in the Xbox hardware team, I would be worried. So there isn't going to be any killer game that drives me to buy this handheld. And that's okay, right? Because Xbox Anywhere means that I'm going to be able to play all my Xbox games and PC games on my handheld. And that right there could be a big sell.
Kind of funny, Space Shot. They don't make a video about PlayStation. Because that's something I keep on asking.
Point.
What's going on with PlayStation?
Except it looks like that might not be the case. There's been some confusion on this point, but from what I can tell, pure Xbox is
Exactly.
correct. You won't be able to play native Xbox games, only native PC games. This isn't great, in my opinion. If Xbox Anywhere means I should be able to play all my games on the handheld device, then darn it, I want to play all of my games, not just my PC games. Further on in the article, they say, let's hope we might get native console games in the future.
So wait a minute. Didn't they say, because it's kind of funny, look what she says right here. This is why I stopped for watching the video, right? I want to understand why we're watching it, because it's kind of insane how much this video contradicts a lot of things, right? So look.
If Xbox Anywhere means I should be able to play
Play
all my games on the handheld device,
Uh-huh.
then darn it, I want to play all of my games, not just my PC games.
So here's my question though. Didn't they say they were going to bring all those backward compatibility games up to over here? I mean, they're trying to bring everything. As to hire her as a consultant, says the Taco Shack.
Further on in the article, they say, let's hope we might get native console games in the future, but it's not something we're expecting right now. Think of the ROG Xbox Ally as a Windows 11 gaming PC with Xbox-specific features, because that's basically what it is. If you don't have a big budget, why not just buy a PC? They're not that expensive if you build it yourself, and you'll have Windows 11, just like the handheld, and you'll be able to play all of your PC games. If you want a handheld, skip the PC and buy a Steam Deck.
Yes!
Or some of
Let's
the
buy
other
it.
handhelds
Yes,
with
you said it.
Steam
Buy a
OS on
Steam.
them.
But
It's built on.
wait a minute. The Steam Deck doesn't have exclusives though. So what kind of game? So I got a question for you, right? You were saying that why should I be inspired on buying this handheld, the ROG Ally X, but I need to go buy a Steam Deck. But Steam Deck doesn't have exclusive. What kind of game does Steam Deck have that's going to inspire me to buy a Steam Deck? I mean, seriously, you said it on your video, not me. This is what you're saying. You're saying, what is the game that's going to go ahead and make me grab the Xbox ROG Ally handheld, right? But now you're saying go buy a Steam Deck. But what kind of game is going to drive me to buy a Steam Deck? I mean, oh Lord, let me go get that $10 super chat. Do you know the boy Lewis with a beautiful and an awesome $10 super chat? He says, "Did you see the Chris Stream post about the low physical sales on of Death Stranding 1 where he added Death Stranding 2? You mean where he added disclaimer? It's a new era and more people now buying digital. Has he ever said that talking about Xbox games? Nope, he's never said it. The thing is, these guys never go out there and speak truth. That's what makes me kind of, I sit here, I'm like, bro, why do you guys keep defending something that we know is changing and we see it every day? I mean, a lot more people are buying more digital than physical. Now, do I think physical games shouldn't exist? I mean, people should always have an option. Yes. I mean, hell, it kind of sucks, right? This is why I say this kind of sucks, right? Like, for example, I go buy a car nowadays. I say, let me go buy a brand new car. Now we have a big ass screen onto it. And then I'm like, shit. But the last car I had several CD cases, and now what the hell am I going to do? Because I like this car. Now I got to buy it. It doesn't even have a CD player. Well, let me go subscribe to freaking, what's it called? To YouTube Music, to Amazon Music, or to, what's the other one? The other one called, guys, help me out. The one that plays music that's popular. Help me out, chat. I forgot the name. Oh, Lord. Man, help me out. What's the name of that thing? I forgot. But yes, or subscribe to that in order to listen to my music. Then I have to go look for the songs I like and everything in order for me to play it. Listen, things are changing. I keep saying it, things are changing. Physical games aren't going away anytime soon. Spotify, thank you for that. Yes, Spotify, right? But things are changing. We got to understand these changes. Back in the day, we used to go to stores, buy these games. Now all we got to do is buy them on here digitally, and that's it. Done and gone, right? That's all. That's all. But at the end of the day, though, these changes have been happening since the early 2000s. Not on games, but for us, for example, movies and music. So nowadays, like I said, you buy a new car, you got a big ass screen, doesn't even have a damn CD player for us to listen to CDs. Napster says easy. Oh Lord, Napster. Napster caused a lot of commotion. That Metallica, my favorite band, which I became mad at them because of suing Napster. Yeah, they went out there and sued Napster and got a bunch of money. But kind of funny though, what I don't understand is nobody makes a video about the changes and why is it the positive of the changes that are happening now? Does it look so positive for everyone out here? Why is the changes actually doing so well? Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. Safo, she says, most gamers want to play their family and friends' opinion. I never play with my family and friends besides Mario Kart with my son. Well, I'll be honest with you, Safo, growing up, right? Like, we only had, let's say, PS2 only had 2 slots, right? The PS1 I had 2 slots of controllers because I used to be playing with their buddies, back in the day. Or a friend came to our house, we sit there, play some video games, which there were some games that had a fun multiplayer for us to play. What is it? Split screen? What's it called? It's called split screen, right? For example, one of the best games, multiplayer games that ever came to existence was the GoldenEye game from 007 and Perfect Dark. I remember having my buddies here, hey, let's go, play some Perfect Dark, play some 007 GoldenEye, get the golden gun, shoot the bastard ones, and they keep on moving, or put proximity mines or hand chopping each other. I mean, that sounded bad, but at the end of the day, though, that's how we used to play multiplayer. Nowadays, we just go online. It's become much more simpler. Xbox trying to force us to go digital. If someone doesn't want digital, why not get a PlayStation? A lot of us like to have physical games. I mean, Dan, the Lakers fan, nobody's forcing you to go. I mean, look, the thing is, Xbox has a CD slot. I have a Series X, and it has its own CD slot, right? I can put a CD in there, and I can play physical games. Now, the options are that everything is going digital. I mean, look at Death Stranding. You cannot say that Xbox is forcing people when in Death Stranding, the physical sales were bad. Physical sales were bad. So this is what happens. You guys, look, the thing is, nobody sits down and talks to you about how businesses work. I want to tell you how businesses work, right? All right, look at this. Check this out. I have Metal Gear Solid. Oh, shoot, this is backwards. Whoa. Wait, I got 2 CDs on here? What the hell is I got 2 CDs on here? Oh, okay, I see now. I see. Okay, so I got to put this on the box, right? So I got okay. This is how it works, right? Let me explain to you, right? Dan, the Lakers fan. This box right here, you seen this? This costs money. This little plastic box right here, that costs money. That plastic right here, that's right here on the CD case, costs money. That printing piece of paper costs money. CDs cost money. The booklets cost money. All this stuff costs money, believe it or not. So I go over there and I assemble these boxes. I say, hey, let me get let me make 15,000 copies of this physical game right here. 15,000 copies. Let me go ship it out to all these stores for people to buy. So I have 15,000 copies being made. So what happens is these stores pick them up, right? They buy them from that place, right? They buy, let's say, well, I'm going to buy 1,000 copies over here for Walmart, 1,000 copies for Best Buy, 1,000 copies, for this store, for that store, right? Or let's say just 100 copies or whatever. And so what happens is there's still, on the area I ship to, there's still 10,000 CDs like this, 10,000 physical games right over here, right? So what happens is, along the way, I see that these things are not selling. And I ask, are they selling? I mean, why people are not buying me more? What's going on? What's going on? I mean, what's happening over here? And guess what the person's going to do the next time he's going to make a game? He's going to say, fuck it. People are buying more digital because my physical didn't sell. So I lost money over here. So, for example, like Matrius, he'll tell you himself that he bought a game the other day for only $3. And that was Anthem, because it was on the shelf with his plastics just sitting there looking at him and be like, here, buy me because I cost $3. That's what happens. And when you go buy it on digital, it costs $20. That's what happens. So nowadays, you say that Xbox is doing, no. Nobody's forcing no one into anything. The person is the one who's changing, because the person is getting tired of going into stores, is getting tired of picking up stuff, because hell, now we got even Amazon delivering stuff to us, which is pretty funny. Now we can deliver groceries and stuff like that. Things are changing. And if we don't understand that, then I don't know how else to put it to you. But things have been changing. Now, if you're saying that Xbox is doing it, but look what that $10 super chat said, and Christopher Drink even said it. It's a new era. And not only that, even the markets say it, that physical sales have been down. I mean, you can Google it up. Just type in how physical versus digital was selling more, and it will tell you literally that digital sales on video games has been 90% digital and 10% physical. So companies are going to be like, well, it's time to save on this. Because let's say this box with a CD cost me $1.15 to make, where I could use that $1.15 into other resources. Let me just not make this anymore. That's what happens. Because me as a company, I wouldn't even let them do it now. So the next consoles come with CDs into them. I think they should, because some people like to buy some physical stuff, right? I think they should have them. But if it doesn't come, I understand why. Yeah, but don't be saying that it's Xbox that's forcing them, because it's not true. The person forces themselves. They say, well, I used to buy this. And not only that, you know what's also great, Dan, the Lakers fan? And it's been happening, is the game share online. That is one of the best features that is out there, the game sharing online. Because people are doing this game share to save money. Like, hey, let's say, for example, me and Safo are sharing our digital stores together, right? She has access to my digital store. I have access to Safo's store. So I say, Safo, why don't you buy this game and I'll buy the next one? She's like, okay, I'll buy this one, you buy the next one. And that's how it goes. And we're saving $60 or $70 to buy this damn game physical. That's another thing that intrigued people to go buy digital. Sony's doing it and Xbox is doing it. So why do people say Xbox is forcing when it's not true? Oh, Lord. Yep, let's keep on finishing this video.
On Linux, so no Windows 11, and it's cheap compared to most of the handhelds out there.
She worked for Microsoft, right? She worked for Microsoft, but right now she's promoting the Steam Deck, and she's promoting the Linux. She's literally promoting Linux all over the way, but okay, cool.
And that brings up one other possibility to consider. Maybe it's price. Maybe Xbox and Asus are going to undercut the market by making this a very inexpensive handheld.
You guys listen to this? A very inexpensive handheld. Ooh, I can't wait to see the price on this, because if she is so wrong on this, I'll be laughing my butt off. Oh, Lord.
I personally don't
Well,
think
let's
this
see.
is likely to happen. Remember, the Xbox ROG Ally is essentially a reskin of an existing product. Their cheapest version of the ROG Ally is around $600. I assume that both Xbox and Asus don't want to lose a lot of money on this new device. Asus is great at hardware, and I'm sure they have already done the cost reduction on the handheld.
Oh, so wait. So Asus is great at hardware. You see, here we come with the contradictions again. So here we go. All right. Let's talk about this. Chat, I got a question for you guys, chat, real quick. Has Xbox ever made a handheld in its history? Tell me. I mean, I want to know if Xbox ever took a chance out there to make a handheld. Have we seen an Xbox handheld? I mean, if there is an Xbox handheld, tell me about it because I've never seen it. I know that PlayStation has done handheld. I know Nintendo has done handheld. Hell, we're seeing it right now. It's a console slash handheld. But has Xbox ever made a handheld? So maybe they're not the experts of making this hardware. And maybe, like I said, they saw Asus that did a good job and they were like, well, we're making our own prototype over here, but we're seeing that the Asus handheld is way better than our handheld. Hell, let's give Asus the chance to deliver this handheld for us. Oh my God.
You see, with hardware, the post-launch plans are almost more important than building the initial product. Because in hardware, the game is price reduction of all of the parts, because then you can make a profit in years 2, 3, and 4 of your console. The ROG Ally has already been through this process, so it's very unlikely the price is going to be the thing that they will be able to lower. It's unlikely to be the thing that brings gamers to buying the handheld.
But yet you were motivating people to go buy a Steam Deck. Okay.
The Xbox Anywhere message sounds great on the surface, but in reality, it's just marketing. It's style with no substance. Unfortunately, I don't think marketing's going to be enough. There's literally no reason to buy this handheld.
Oh, so there's a reason to buy the Steam Deck. Okay. Chad, is there a reason to buy a Steam Deck? I mean, I'm not throwing slander at Steam Deck, but I'm speaking out the truth. Is there a reason to buy it?
Obviously, as one of the founding members of the Xbox team, I'm not pleased with where things are today. I don't love watching all of the value that I helped create slowly get eroded away.
Oh, the value that you create slowly get eroded away. But here's the thing, though. One thing is that you create something, and hey, listen, we're happy that you created it, and during that time it was working. But nowadays, what works? Seriously, what is working right now?
Sad, because from my perspective, it looks like Xbox has no desire or literally can't ship hardware anymore. So this
Has
partnership
no desire, literally can't ship hardware anymore when they just announced 2 weeks ago they're making a new console, but okay.
is about a slow
When your videos
exit
are
from the hardware business completely.
Slow exit, okay.
Personally, I think Xbox hardware is dead.
Oh, personally, okay. It's dead, okay.
The plan appears to be to just drive everybody to Game Pass. And let's be clear, it has a lot of value. I'm thinking that might be why they decided to charge $80 for Outer Worlds 2. The developers have been clear that they didn't make that decision. And here's the thing, maybe it will work. Xbox has a deep portfolio.
Chat, I got a question. Why did the Xbox decide to charge $80? What was happening in those? Because it's kind of funny. Why don't they mention the whole?
Remake of Oblivion was obviously a huge success, and they can continue to outsource that work to external companies and make a lot of money releasing their older games. Older games from an era when Xbox knew how to build them. But what is the long-term plan?
Wait, what'd you say? Hold on, let me go back.
Obviously a huge success, and they can continue to outsource that work to external companies and make a lot of money releasing their older games. The remake, here's the thing,
Wait, what?
maybe it will work. Xbox has a deep portfolio. The remake of Oblivion was obviously a huge success, and they can continue to outsource that work to external companies and make a lot of money releasing their older games.
So you're telling Xbox to start working on just the older games, not newer games? I mean, I got a question for you, simple and easy. How's PlayStation working with that strategy lately? When they're basically releasing remasters and remakes of their games? How is that working? People are calling it the remake station. People are calling it the remaster station. That is not actually a... But okay, let's keep going.
Older games from an era when Xbox knew how to build them.
Oh, okay.
But what is the long-term plan? Where are the new hits? What will make people care about the Xbox 25 years from now?
25 years from now, I don't even know if we're going to be alive.
I was excited to see Clockwork Evolution in the showcase.
Okay, there you go.
But will something like that be enough? Do they have more? Next year marks
Will something of that will be enough? Do they have more? Are you serious? Are you freaking... This is why I love this
25th
video.
anniversary of the Xbox, and I'm sure that they will have some big announcements and plans for honoring the milestone.
Like they did this year.
Maybe next year is the year. Maybe next year is the year that the fog will clear and all of us will see the beauty in these latest announcements. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Maybe next year's the year. Oh, Lord. Chat. Be patient, dude. Be patient. Don't be getting mad, chat, because we're not going to get mad. We're just going to take this as a grain of salt and just enjoy what the hell happened over here. So wait. So because this is what I find funny, right? Let's sit here. Let's talk about this, right? I find it kind of funny that you're telling people, why should I go pick up this ROG Ally? Why should I go pick up this ROG Ally? But yeah, you're telling people, go pick up a Steam Deck. You know, it's got Linux. It's got all this. What is a Steam Deck? I mean, I sit here, I'm like, what is a Steam Deck? What does the Steam Deck do? Okay, chat, does Steam Deck have exclusives? No. I mean, hell, it's got Counter-Strike, right? Which is exclusive, to the PC and everything. But okay, there's several games that probably are exclusive, but is it actually an exclusive machine? I never heard anybody come out and say, "Oh, this is exclusive to Steam." I never heard that. I know some games come out of the Steam store and then they go to Epic and then they go up. But why again should I just go ahead and pick up a Steam Deck? Why? What is the purpose of a Steam Deck? What is the purpose of what Steam Deck does, right? What is the purpose of the Steam Deck? The Steam Deck, the purpose of it, it's a handheld for you to play your games on it and have fun. So Xbox now delivering a product with the Asus ROG Ally, right? Which is the same thing probably as a Steam Deck because hell, you can play games on the freaking thing. And I find it funny, she goes out there and she promotes the Steam Deck like it's a beautiful machine, it's powerful, it's the best thing ever. I mean, even Steam Deck has had some issues running some games on it. I remember I read the other day that Indiana Jones running on the Steam Deck had some problems on it. And they had to figure it out a way to go ahead and run it on there. Oh, Lord. But, look. I say this again and again and again. We're getting to a day and age, right? That's. We're coming to a day and age, chat, that we're getting to a point that sooner or later, and I'm telling you this now, we're getting to a day and age that sooner or later, we're going to be playing with a controller in our hands, just a controller, and probably a Fire Stick or probably something that's not going to be as expensive as a console hardware. We're going to get to that because, hell, we've done that. Yamato JP, good morning to you, sir. Oh, Lord. Seriously, we've gone through that. Back in the day, in order to watch movies, we had to buy VHS. We had to buy DVDs. We had to buy all these machines or PS2s because I got to include PS2 because it was a DVD machine and PS3 and the Xbox, to watch movies and all this bullcrap because, hell, we went out there, right, to buy these machines. Nowadays, we don't need a DVD. We don't need a VHS. I mean, it's there. But even some companies have decided not to make any more DVDs, for example, like LG. Why are they're not making them? Because, hell, people are buying more movies digital. They're using their smart TVs. They're using all this stuff to watch these movies nowadays. And so, like I said, sooner or later, we're going to see that on consoles, it's going to happen. Let me see who in here mentioned something about CD-ROMs. I think it was Dan the Laker fan. He mentioned something about CD-ROMs over here. Let's see now. Digital is more convenient. That's why more people are buying digital. But if someone is a game collector like me, can you see why some of us like physicals? Listen, I never said that physicals should go away. It should always be an option. But the thing is, Dan, the Lakers fan, when these companies see that people are not buying, let's say they make 15,000 copies. And then after they ship it, they make, let's say, 5,000 more. And people are not buying, not from the big stores, are not buying these copies. These companies are going to say, hey, let's not make any more physical. Because at the end of the day, though, This is money badly spent right here. Not only that, you got to pay for shipping, you got to pay for all this stuff because even though you made the money back from the digital sales, it's still money that you have lost and time and everything to make these games into a CD format, which it costs money to do. Believe it or not, it does cost money. I mean, I don't know if you remember back in the day. I'll keep it this simple. Remember when Napster was out there? We had to have a CD burner onto our computer. We had to sit there with a very slow internet, install. Remember that? We had to install. Like seriously, sit there and just wait for the CD to download or the movie to download. We had to wait for that. And sometimes, for that song to download, it took you like 2 or 3 or 4 hours or a day for it to install. And then you started to download even more songs and just left it running for like a day or two in order to get those songs installed. Then after that, you had to grab the CD, which the CD cost, let's say that during that time, it cost probably $2 because, the dollar was really, really low. But let's say the CD cost like $2 or something. I'm talking about here in Dominican Republic, right? Or it costs you $1 the CD. And then after that, you got to put the CD in there, download that content onto the CD, let it burn onto the CD. And sometimes, the CD didn't work. You had to grab another one because the CD was busted. Hell, look how much time it took us. And we were not being paid for that. So imagine you being paid to get a CD or to get a game into a CD. And then, you got to get it, put it in the box, right? You got to put the manuscripts in the box. You got to put this piece of paper in the box, which also costs money. It's time and money. For us, it was just writing on the CD. All we did was put on the title, oh, this mix, blah, 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 and that's it. Metal Mix, for example, for Metal Mix 1, Metal Mix 2, Metal Mix 3. Oh, my God. No. Louis, if people preferred physical games, they would be buying them, not digitally. There you go. 100% correct right there. This is what happens. There's nothing to be mad about. It's funny. Xbox is scrambling people's minds out there. Yeah, I find it kind of funny because I sit here and I'm like, you're talking about Xbox's strategy, but for the latest strategy of what Xbox is doing, because this is the thing though, why do you buy a console? Why do you buy a handheld? Why do you buy a tablet? Sometimes you buy it for work. Sometimes you buy it for this, right? But when we talk about video game console, you buy it for something that is games. And what has Xbox done this generation? They have given us so many games to play. It's not even funny. I mean, I sit here and I look at the beginning of the generation to now, and I sit here and I look on the other side, which is PlayStation. I sit here and I look on the other side, which is Nintendo. I mean, hell, Xbox is kicking ass on the first party content. They are releasing a lot of first party content. That is taking up some time. So, because I love how she focused on State of Decay and she focused on Gears, that these games are under development for 5 years. Hey, if they are not ready, take your time because, hell, we know what happens when you release games not the best way, kind of like Redfall. Look what happened with Redfall. Redfall came out. Everybody destroyed Redfall. And look, I played it after it got a 60 FPS patch. And let me tell you something, it's a whole different game. It's better. It's more challenging. I had a lot of fun playing that game. Now, is it a high-ranking game like God of War, something like that? No, it's a game that's simply fun. Sit there, shoot vampires, run around getting shot at by the humans and everything. I mean, hell, it's a fun game. It's not the perfect game, but it's fun. But at the end of the day, though, right? Look how it released. And hell, I agree. Destroy it for releasing the game like that. Look at, for example, Turn 10's Forza Motorsport. We went out there and said, do not release the game like this because, hell, if it's not ready, don't release it. And a bunch of Xbox fans are like, well, if the core game is ready, release it. I mean, hell, it's ready, go for it. I'm like, they can let her patch things up. I'm like, bro, you don't know what you're saying. It's going to fail. And look what happened. A couple months later, not a whole lot of users were jumping into it because they released the game just like that. Oh, Lord. But yeah, kind of funny because she says, why am I going to go pick up a ROG Ally X? Xbox ROG Ally X. Why wouldn't I pick it up? First off, I can tell you some reasons why we'll pick it up, okay? First off, it's got Xbox, launching right there when you first started up for you to play your games. It's got Xbox Play Anywhere. It's going to have Game Pass onto it, right? What else? It's got an RDNA. What is it? RDNA 3.0, I think it is, or 3.5. It's got RDNA 3.5. I don't remember the specs on it. Hell, this machine is a freaking powerful handheld. And why shouldn't I pick it up? It's gonna do what I want it to do, is play games. Now, are a lot of people gonna go out there and pick it up? I don't know. Because handhelds are now starting to be a thing. Because back in the day, they weren't as much as they are now. I mean, a lot of people are looking way more on these handhelds because look, kids nowadays, what are they playing at? They're playing at tablets, they're playing at cell phones, they're playing all this stuff. They're not even playing on consoles as much. Oh Lord. And that's why these companies are saying, like, damn, how are we gonna get, because the question is, how are we going to get these kids to come over here and buy these consoles? How are we gonna do it? Because look, my nephew, I'm being serious. My nephew went out there and was like, yeah, I want a PS5. I want a PS5. And a year later, after he got his PS5, I asked him, where do you play more, your PS5 or your tablet? You know what he told me? He told me my tablet. I'm like, really? Why? Because it's got a lot of games. So I look at the games he plays. I'm like, bro, this is not actual true. I mean, I see these games like, bro, these are not what I call video games. Because I remember for me, video games was, a game with a story, or a game of saving the princess, or a game doing all this stuff, or doing all this cool stuff that we do in games, right? And for him, a Roblox game, something that simple, is a game for him. And that's the thing, though. And again, I asked the question, how are we going to get these kids to jump into these consoles? How are we going to get these kids to play on these consoles? I mean, hell, you play against a kid that has played Fortnite, and he's like, what, 7 or 8 years old, and he's playing on the tablet, and you're playing on your console, and trust me, that kid on his tablet is going to whip your ass on the tablet. He will kick your butt. Man, but I just had to share that video and rewatch it with you guys because, like I said, there's a lot of things she was saying on there that was contradicting. Like, Xbox doesn't have a strategy. Xbox does have a strategy. Now, the strategy that has changed because, of course, they are evolving. They're trying to get, to survive this generation because, look, if it was only Microsoft that was doing layoffs, if it was only Microsoft that was doing studio cancellations, if it was only Microsoft that was the only one doing all this crap, right? That's been going on around with everyone. Then I would say, yeah, Xbox is in trouble. They need to figure out a way, change strategies to shift something up. But look, everybody right now is in deep shit. Now people are trying to make that Microsoft is actually in the worst spot. Which right now, right? If you told me, let's say 10 years ago, I would sit there and be like, yeah, they're in a bad spot, but they're going to get better, right? But look at this generation. They have gotten better. They went out. They purchased studios. They purchased. What else did they do? They evolved the cloud. They evolved, the strategy, to get games that you only buy once on your console and you can just download on your PC and play. They have evolved so many things out there that people are not bringing up that positive talk. All they want to do is look at the console sales. Oh, I don't believe that they should. I mean, that hardware is dead to me. Really? Wow. Instead of bringing on how well they have evolved, instead of bringing up what's going to happen, or instead of bringing up and telling the people, which is something that is true, is going to happen sooner or later. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if we have one more gen of consoles. I don't know if we're going to have 2 generational consoles, but sooner or later, like I said, we probably will not have a console to go to. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. And we're going to start shifting and changing into that. And by the time that comes by, shit will be old because, like I said, I grew up with the VHS mindset, right? I grew up using VHSs, using DVDs. And look, I'm 41 years old now. And like I said, being as a kid, there was the VHS. I was right there. Then DVDs in the 90s, it was close to like early 90s, something like that. And after DVDs come out, then we have digital. And look at me now. Do I buy any more DVDs? No. Why should I? I got a digital. Do I buy VHSs? No. Why should I? Because I got a digital. Are consoles heading the same way? I believe so, because now we're downloading the games digital. And sooner or later, we're just going to play games digitally more than physical. Now, should physical go away? I don't believe it should, but if people keep on buying digital, then, of course, I understand why the company is going to take away the physicals done and out. Rachie says, the Steam Deck is a very weak console. I know it. I own one. There you go. And I don't understand, why did she promote the Steam Deck? Does she work for Steam? I mean, that's a good question, though. And kind of funny how the PlayStation fans went over there, to protect her, but she never, ever promoted the PlayStation. All she did was promote on that video. She just promoted the Steam Deck, and yet they were cheering for her like she was saying like a victory lap. Oh Lord. There you go. Dan the Lakers fan says PC used to have CDs back in the day, back in the 90s. You insert your PC game into the CD-ROM, which is true. Nowadays, you don't have it. Right now, you just buy it digital and that's it. All PC games are digital. I feel out. Who has a disc drive on PC on 2025? 100% true, Taco Shaku. 100% true. So let's see what chat has to say because I know chat, got on a spicy rant about this lady. Let's see now. She's just repeating the DCG and other pony shows, Louis. Do you know the Broke Boy Insider? I hope it stays this way. I don't like what YouTube did with Ancients how it's displayed. She is, but the games people are playing, most by far, not what consoles in 2015. People are picking cross-platform multiplayer games. 100%. 100%. That's what's happening. You're talking about Xbox. How what console did the majority of Xbox consoles sold more? The X or the S? Dodge, man. If I had that info, I would share it to you. I would share it to you, say, okay, the S sold more, the X sold more. But at the end of the day, though, I don't care which one of them sold. All I care is one thing, and I care is what games are they delivering on that platform for me to play, for me to enjoy. That's what I care about because, hell, it's like what I find funny, right? People focus too much on the damn sales. What we got to focus on is the games that are putting on there for us to enjoy and play. That's what we got to focus on. Play these games, have fun, instead of focusing on all that stupid stuff that people like to bring up. Of course, I like to talk about it because I like to tell people, hey, yo, you guys need to chill because I know there's a lot of people out there who like to force feed negative stuff. Like, for example, look at her, what she did. She went out there, she did a video saying that Xbox has a strategy. Nowadays, it's like they don't have a strategy. It's like they lost their way. But you in the beginning of the video said they had a strategy. And then you're like, why should I go pick up an Xbox ROG Ally X? And then you tell people, hey, pick up a Steam Deck. That you don't like Windows 11. If you don't like it, that's your problem. I mean, hell, I'm not mad at you for not liking it. I mean, that's your own personal opinion. Some people don't. I like my Windows. I don't have an issue with it. Now, does that make me a fan? No, I just love my Windows. Some people always like to... Microsoft weren't smart with the 360 Gen to make the slim down version of the lower price point. And the first one, that was prone to dying on people as people turned it on. Windows isn't perfect. Nothing is perfect out here. If it was perfect, man, it would be a boring conversation. What's up, Matrix? Good morning. They never said they were done with exclusives. Which kind of funny though. She was actually saying that they were like literally done because she's saying that their games are going elsewhere. But at the end of the day, if they don't put their games elsewhere, especially games right now that cost $300 million to make, they need to make some money. What do you want to do? Sit on the box and wait for someone to go buy it? Because seriously, I sit here and I think and I say to myself, okay, is this a motive? Is this like a thing that's going to motivate people to buy a box? And I sit here and I ponder that. Are the games going to motivate people to buy a box? That strategy used to work 20 years ago. Nowadays, right? People not even looking at that because basically we see the top 10 games being played every month. Some of us do care about exclusives and we do talk about exclusives, but the rest of the world, which is the majority of these gamers, are not even looking at exclusives. What they're looking at is a GTA 5, Call of Duty, Fortnite, Roblox, sports games. That's what they're looking at. Oh, Lord. And again, another PS fanboy talking. The chicks was fired and she was pissed off. I think she is pissed off because the way she sounds, she ain't happy, though. More people are playing Xbox games than ever and making money, but she's not saying that. She's saying, but console sales. Yep, we're stalking them with the console sales. Microsoft needs to go after her for giving her bad information. They won't go after her because that's a personal opinion. It'll be a waste of time. The chick never said anything good. She's a relic. Damn. Damn. I mean, look, she did make some valid points, right? She did make some valid points about the console, but the way she expressed about the console was not an actual valid point because, look, 2 or 3 weeks ago, Sarah Bond said we're working on next generation console, and she comes on and says there's no hardware. I mean, what you can talk about is, okay, they talked about hardware, and so for a lot of people, it seems that the Xbox is dead, but we're going to probably have a couple generations with hardware. but probably sooner or later we won't have the hardware anymore, which is something I keep telling people on here because I've seen it change throughout the years with VHS, DVDs, CD players, radios, and all that stuff. It has changed. Has Sony lost that culture as well? That is a question because nobody talks about Sony's next strategy. How are they pushing forward? Everybody focus on Xbox. Why don't y'all focus on Sony? Has Microsoft actually announced they are doing layoffs, or this is just a rumor? It's happening. Most likely, MS said it. I don't believe it. Well, I mean, supposedly it's this week. I mean, let's see. It's about, if it happens, it happens. We're gonna be talking about it if it happens. Do you want a shit glitchy broken games for $80? I don't. I'd rather wait. There you go. What did MS announce that there would be layoffs be like? Let me see. What did MS announce there would be layoffs like she said? I mean, Microsoft didn't announce it. A lot of sites announced it, but it's bound to happen this week. Let's see if it happens. And they even said that Turn 10 Studio is going to be really affected. I don't know if it's going to be shut down or not, but let's see. Let's see. To be fair, I understand the point. Xbox 360 was the best Xbox ever. Xbox One was disappointment to a lot of Xbox fans. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't disagree. I couldn't agree more with you there. The Xbox One, listen, when that console came out, it wasn't the best console. But when the Xbox One X came out, it got better. I was like, ooh, and the Xbox One S, I was like, whoa. You know, it started to get better for all of us. PlayStation has to hire as a consultant. Oh, Lord, and if they do, that will be a problem. Lee Ackerman, guess what happens to idiots like you? Get a person over a plastic box. Man, yep. Or she just lied. I look at it this way. They bought more S than X. Cheaper console, didn't want to invest in the X. Now they're pitching the ROG Ally X that a lot of people haven't bought yet. But do you think the ROG Ally X is going to be cheap? I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. These handhelds are not cheap. They're not cheap. I have not seen that one handheld that is cheap except for Nintendo's. But then the rest, like for example, you got the Steam Deck. The best version of the Steam Deck, I think, costs $600 to $700. The cheapest version costs $400. It's only got 500 gigabytes, something like that. Handhelds are not cheap. They are not cheap. The pivot is play anywhere and less developer issues. There you go. But isn't it is always is when Xbox does something well? Here comes another video zeroing in on what are they doing wrong with zero facts, just opinions. 100%. That's the part I understand. Why don't they talk about the positives? They always got to focus on the negatives. And right now, it's like lately they have no negative things to talk. So now the PS fans, I found, like I said, it looks like they found a safe haven with that lady. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. I mean, go over there. She's talking points that were valid 20 years ago. They were valid 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you brought this conversation. I would look at you and be like, well, you bring up some good points. But nowadays, we got to sit here and we got to look and say, what is actually working? That is a question that I'm asking all the time. What works nowadays when you got Embracer being in trouble, Ubisoft being in trouble, Microsoft in trouble, Sony in trouble? You got literally almost everything in trouble. Capcom's not in trouble, right? Capcom's not in trouble. Square Enix is in trouble. Should I keep on going with the list? Look at the Mind's Eye Studio. They released a game and now they laid off some people. And honestly, do you think Xbox really cares if you just buy a PC to play the games? No, because it's basically all connected to them, and they just showed you that everything is connected. By now, they're making a console / hybrid PC thing that's going to come out, and everything is going to be connected. Most gamers want to play with their family and friends. I already read that. Okay, I feel like the Xbox cares more about PC gamers than the Series X, and as gamers, they are moving on. Everything is an Xbox. I think Xbox, to be honest, is actually caring more about their gamers in general than on what console they're playing on. That's something that people don't talk about, which is a positive thing. Why is it a positive thing? I'll tell you why. Right? Look at me now. I got a PC with 3080 in it. I got an Xbox Series X. I got a PS5. I got a Nintendo Switch. Why should I have to get all these consoles when I can actually, or buy one to get everything? Every store there is to existence, right? So, for example, if I get a box that can get everything, then hell, that would be nice. Now, some people say because I think she even mentioned in that video. I gotta check it out again. I think she even mentioned that you can build a PC that is actually much more cheaper than a console. I'm like, huh? I think she literally said that in the video. I think she did at one point. I gotta rewatch that video and see again where she said it. But she literally, I think she said that building a PC is actually much cheaper than getting a console. I'm like, oh, where did you get that? But okay. She's trying to talk people out of supporting Xbox. Sony probably paid her. Yeah, kind of funny, huh? I mean, it's kind of funny how she tells people why should I pick up a ROG Ally X? I mean, doesn't have nothing, doesn't have exclusive. Why should I go pick it up? Microsoft went the cheaper way and get these guys the chance to build this handheld. Lady, I have never seen Xbox build a handheld, and if they did, then that would be a good talking point. But they had a prototype, and if they did have a prototype and they saw their competition's prototype being better than theirs, I mean, hell, I'll be like, listen, go make it. Here's the software. Go build it. This is an Xbox device either way because it's got our platform, our software, and everything. This is our device. Go for it. Why not? Huh. Yeah, it seems like because even Mike Ibarra came out and said something too. I'm like, Mike, we don't care what you say anymore, bro. You're done and gone, man. A lot of people haven't bought the Ally X and they're going to buy it now because it's an Xbox branded. A lot of people haven't bought it at Ally X. Are they going to buy it now because it's an Xbox branded? Listen, there are probably going to be some people are going to buy it. They probably will. But I'm not going to be that guy to say, oh, yeah, it's going to sell massive. It's going to go crazy. I'm just saying there's people who are going to buy it. They want to sit down and want to buy this handheld. They want to experience, and become part of the Xbox experience if they want to. If not, all they're just going to do is wait for the next console and then down the road probably get it. Because look, not everyone is going to play handhelds. Not everyone is. That's the truth. So look, it sucks, but company-wide layoffs are expected by Microsoft employees themselves. That's all I can say. So maybe it won't happen, but I'm not trying hard to dispute the rumor. It's not just Xbox. It's everyone. It's everyone. Steam is most likely Windows, Louis. You can get Windows Code cheap for $15, and there's a free version also. Daniel Lakers fan, how are they forcing? Okay, already read that. The OG Xbox has 4 controller slots. Yeah, remember that? The OG Xbox had 4 controller slots. Yep. And we used to do those LAN parties. Grab those big ass boxes. Let me go deliver this to. Let me go take this big ass TV over there at my friend's house. Let's go play Halo and stuff like that, man. Oh Lord, man, you guys, like I said, if you're new into consoles, you guys do not know what we all went through. And shout out to the 35 people here in the show. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And also hit that bell. Let me see. Safo says, I'm not buying physical games anymore. Physical games are dead to me. The days of getting up to run to a game store stop are over. I might get a used copy. Yep. Digital is more convenient. Let me see. I already read that. CC, there are ways going to do you think people are going to evolve into Jabba the Hutt slugs? They didn't even mention Game Pass offers value for consumers or just more people playing Xbox games than ever. All she did said is, but console sales like a true pony. That's all she said. She focused on the console, like, well, is this going to make me go pick up this device? Is this going to do this? And then she goes out and starts talking about, get a Steam Deck, I like Linux. I like all this stuff. Steam Deck is the best. But tell me, what is the difference between the Steam Deck and the Xbox ROG Ally X? What is the difference? Well, the Xbox ROG Ally X is actually more powerful, right? I get that. But at the end of the day, though, what does it do differently? Well, it's got Windows 11. Okay, cool. Plus, it's got the Xbox on it. Okay, cool. That's it. But other than that, though, what's the difference? You play games on it. And if people want to have a handheld, they should got an option instead of picking up their damn Steam Deck. Which, like Rachie said, is a weak system, right? Steam Deck is still, as of this day and age, still a weak system. It is. I'm not trying to diminish the Steam Deck because it's a nice handheld. It's well-made, well-crafted, everything. But at the end of the day, though, you got to have options. You just can't focus on one thing. Oh, Lord. All my PC games are digital, Louis, and most of my Xbox games. Yep. I mean, everything of mine is digital. Xbox Digital has a lot of value. A digital game you bought 15 years ago on a 360 is playable today on the Series console, and who knows, maybe we playable PC for another 15 years. But plenty of people put Windows on their Steam Deck. Yep, that's true. They download this Windows on the Steam Deck. If It can sell it, will go down, but download games may not. Microsoft and Sony have a list of games that go on sale, and it spins it around. Some games do not even go on sale a year, and no one says it. Yep, all PC games are digital. Exactly. I read that. 360 model worked. She sounds like a Greek. Oh dear Lord. Hey Zena, how you doing? Good morning, Zena. What's up? How you doing? Good morning to you. Let's see. Rachel, I'm so happy they have moments of FOMO. We're nearly about one. Jamato, let me see. Jamato was talking something about. Let me see what Jamato says. Let me see. Let's see her view. Let me see. I think I skipped several things in here. Hold on, Chad. Steam Deck has been around. It does play Xbox games, right? Doc thinks the Steam Deck has the best console-like experience out of all handhelds right now. That's cool. That's a personal opinion. 25 years from now, people may not even be playing consoles of today's type. There you go. There you go. Louis, that's anti-expert propaganda. Nothing new, haven't we heard before? Yamato JP, good morning to you, sir. He says, hello, everyone. Let me see. She looks scary. What are the odds of a lot of her social media? Yep. I mean, she's got 58K. You know what's kind of funny? She has posted 33 videos and she has 58K subscribers. I have posted 1,000 videos and I'm still 1,720. Damn. Man, I ought to slap myself Xbox exec on the back of my head, and start posting videos to see how many people I can get on to subscribe. Now, 5 big reason the Xbox 360 had 520 gigabytes of RAM. We got Gears of War. Yep. Well, that she has a point. She had waited before. Let me see. Well, she had a point there. She should have waited before making this video. Because in one of your Google eyes, like Pila and Lafalau, I'll be taking all my meals through a straw in 25 years and probably need a liver. I won't care about video games in 25 years. I thought she contradicted herself by why should people buy an Xbox handheld? Simple, for its value and it's the first handheld from Xbox that I know of. Why wouldn't I get it? There you go. Is it a gamble necessary? Had a $1 trillion company? There's nothing going to be mad about. It's funny. Xbox scrambling people's minds out there 100%. You can't run any game that uses anti-cheat systems such as Fortnite on the Steam Deck. Wow. Damn. Did not know that. Many people are scratching their head. We're just going with the flow now. Her view, what's the point of owning any PC handheld? Just get a Steam Deck? Oh, because she has a bias of Linux. Maybe people want more power. Because that was kind of funny. She went out there and said, why should I get an Xbox ROG Ally? But why should I get a Steam Deck? I mean, because you literally slandered the Xbox ROG Ally, which basically is doing the same damn thing as the Steam Deck is doing. It's doing the same freaking thing. It's doing it. You buy that to play games. And having Windows on it isn't up. I mean, now some people probably might buy it and not even use Windows. They probably won't. Oh, dear Lord Talos, I am not reading that. And ew. Xbox needs to realize a VHS Xbox needs to release a VHS player. I agree, CC. We need to go back in the day, release VHS players just the way we used to have them, right? Let me see now. I'm still hunting for physical PS5 copy of Expedition 33. Already own digital Steam and Xbox. Pretty much impossible to find, at least MSRP. Third-party sellers have it jacked up the prices. Damn, that's another one too. You got third-party people buying these games and jacking up those prices, which is another thing. That's another hassle. Why in the blue hell am I gonna go through a hassle to face, right, these people that are out there using bots to buy everything physical and then go ahead and charge you $100 for this damn game? Why am I gonna go through that stuff, through that stress? And then I get the game and it's not actually the game I bought. It's actually fake. Oh no, I'm not going through that. No. See, it says, man, I was crazy over burning CDs back in the day. We all were. It's been a while since I bought a physical game. I think it's been years. Digital is just better for me. Same here. I love Game Pass. I do too, bro. Game Pass is the future for me. I love it. Let me see. But inside, if you got an Amazon UK, they have both physical in stock on Xbox and PS5. They might be cheaper for the nice. Even if this Rock X didn't exist, I still would have picked up a handheld up. I've been waiting for the Z2 Extreme chip to come out. There you go. She has been very overcritical for a while. It's not really anything special, she says. Because, like I said, you have a good talking point. You have a good talking point that was a 20-year-old thing. But nowadays, the talking point should be, what is the future? Where are we going? What's going to happen? I mean, our console's not going to exist in the next couple of years. Bro, we are seeing something happening. We are in a digital era, and we're seeing that little by little we're going to digital. We are going to. Why do you think Xbox said, hey, we got Xbox on TVs, we got Xbox on this? Because listen, for you to understand, right? They're trying to reach a lot of people out there, and some people cannot even afford to buy a TV and a console, just can't afford to buy a TV. And if you have the option to play games on your TV right there with Xbox Game Pass, then hell, I'm going to jump on the TV and play it on there if I got the option. Lord. Funny stuff out here, funny stuff. My 7-year-old nephews are, that's nice. That's good, Yamato. That's good. Laura Fryer has been credited on 12 games and 2 DLC with Microsoft Corporation. Nice. At least she's been credited for something. Because, Jesus, I mean, right now she's credited for the worst video I've ever seen in quite a while. She was general manager of the Seattle division of Epic Games Inc. to oversee all the work on the 4th version. Kind of funny. She works for Epic Games, though. And even Epic Games has done a lot of changes. And she's not even talking about how the changes are being made nowadays with these companies, right? Me personally, I love the future of gaming. Streaming is awesome. I almost put out a lot of. It's awesome. I'm almost out of rooms for consoles. I think soon they will be hardware. They will just turn on your TV and the game that way. Yep, that's how I pretty much see it in the near future. Now, would I be happy? No. Valid points back with 0 facts. There you go. But like I said, though, Safo, this is valid points that were 20 years ago. Nowadays, it's like, what's your point of bringing this conversation this day and age? What is, because look, 20 years ago, I understand how business was. Nowadays, we don't even know how the business is. Because right now, like I said, you got studios like Square Enix, Microsoft, PlayStation, Embracer Group. Embracer divided itself into 3 now. Ubisoft, EA, all these big tech companies, majority of the big tech companies, right, are having problems. But the question is, if all these companies are having problems, what works now? Does it work having your CDs or games locked over here? I mean, if that worked, then why did PlayStation shift and say, listen, even though we sold 10 million copies on PlayStation, let's start putting them to PC now. Let's start putting them. Why? Why are they doing that? Why? That is the question. Because kind of funny, the PC market keeps on growing. And sooner or later, the more it grows, right, they're not going to look at these consoles no more. So what did Xbox do? Because they see that the PC market is growing. What do they do? What did they do that people right now are out there trying to say it's not a console anymore, it's a PC? Because hell, the PC market is growing, it keeps on growing. They gotta go where the users are at. Because if you guys think this whole console strategy is going to work for the next couple of years, there's gonna be a lot of changes incoming. Get ready for that. You're not gonna like it. She says that she's the one that said a former Xbox success claims its lost rivals due to the work culture. Wow. Rachel, you're like me. When I lived in Thailand, I have one there, and let me see what Rachel said. That's definitely Laura Fryer. Sub to her. She got a lot of good videos. Yep. She's looking for the attention, and she got it because, like I said, the Sony fanboys were trying to look for that someone that brings valid points. And now they ran over here. I wonder if she's going to make a video of the PlayStation and talk bad about PlayStation. Let's see what they're going to say. They're going to go out there and be like, don't listen to Laura Fryer. She talked bad about PlayStation. Oh, man, they're going to destroy her because she talked bad about PlayStation. You just watch. You just watch if she actually does do that. So they stated that they went to give a console-like experience for the Ally. Exactly. But yeah, she motivates people to go get the Steam Deck. That was the funniest comment I've read I mean, I've seen in that video. And Nini, what's up? Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing? And Nini, is your PS5 getting hot? Jago6, what's up? Good morning, brother. How are you doing, man? The fastest way to get to 1 million subs, go anti and criticize Xbox. Yep, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. You gotta talk bad about Xbox. That's the best point. Guys, we should fuck you. Let's make a thumbnail and talk bad about Xbox. Hell, I'll even go to court for that one day. And tell Ray Ray it's all a joke. We should do that on April Fools. Let's see how many views I get. I'll probably get 1,000 subscribers that day. Because they come by even mad. You see, we already got one person mad because it's on my thumbnail. They were mad as hell. Zena says, Game on Jesse says Xbox. You're bald, aren't you? I'm glad you guys got nice weather. It's been hot and beautiful here. Well, Zena, I don't know about being hot and beautiful, but I'd rather be cold. I'd rather have it kind of cold and beautiful instead of hot and beautiful, because hell, here every year, I mean, all year long, it's always hot and beautiful here. And hell, I don't want. Oh my God, I don't want that heat. No, it's too hot. The heat comes to humidity, and the humidity kills us all. Oh Lord, Zena, well, of choice. I shave it all off a week. Don't have to worry about quick wash or off the go. Damn, my thumbnails have caused issues already. Laugh out loud. Yes, they have, RQ. Those thumbnails have caused issues, man. Those thumbnails are pissing those guys off. It's kind of funny how they come by and be mad. Because, hell, their PS5s are on fire right now with that Death Stranding game. Woohoo, man. Yes. Liquid metal has become an issue. Jesus Christ, damn. It gets so cold here in the winter, it's nice to have a break. That's what I mean, though. I mean, if it got cold here in the winter, I'll be happy, but it doesn't get cold. It gets even more hot. It's insane. No, do not shave your head, Zena. No. Or at least to be 9 foot tall. Damn, what's up with Ray's height? Everybody talk about damn Ray's height. What's up with this height? But like I was saying, though, how can you go out there and say this, right? This day and age right now, when we all see the shift, when we all see the strategy change, when we all see, I mean, it's been beautiful, guys. I mean, the strategy has been working out right. We saw last time the Microsoft said numbers, we saw that the revenue ramped up a lot. I mean, hell, it's working for them. So what's wrong with that shift? Because it's bringing in money. And that's the funny part. I mean, you worked it back in Microsoft, and if you work for a corporation, you work for a company, what do they look for? Their main thing they look for is money. Not people's talking points. They got to look for money. Money is the important factor for them so they can continue to making what we love best, and that is video games. A console is simply a PC that's customized and optimized to play only games. Why is that so difficult to understand? Why is it so difficult to understand? Because, nobody has gone out there and tried to explain it. They'd rather stick, even though Jago6, someone can go out there and explain it, they will tell that person is wrong. They will tell that person that he's an idiot. What the hell is he talking about? He's a dumb butt. I mean, that's what they would do. They'll go out there and say that. But they don't sit down and do the investigation. They don't sit down and investigate things. They don't. If they did, then they will understand how things work. I mean, hell, I'm not even the biggest techie guy out there, but I got an Xbox Series X. And one of the best things I love about the Xbox Series X is, okay, damn, I'm playing Gears of War. Okay, I'm in this level, let me save. Oh, man, I got to go to work. Oh, man, now I got to take a trip outside of town. Well, I got my handheld. Let me take it with me. Because, during the downtime while I'm in the hotel, instead of going out there, doing stuff, or, if I want to chill out, just relax, well, let me take my handheld, turn that sucker on. And, man, when I go into Gears of War, it continues to where it was at. Yep, Looney Warvet says, morning, Louis. Game Pass is the best deal in gaming, period. I heard on Mr. Boomstick podcast, if you pay retail price for all these games, yep, that's true. I was there on that episode when he said it. It's true. It would have been $3,000. So the thing is, why is it so wrong? That's what I find funny. I don't understand. Why is it wrong to save money? Hell, even Reforce doesn't know what quick resume is. You know what's so funny? He does know, Raichi. That's the sad part. He does know. The thing is, that persona he makes out there brings in the cash because people clip it and start posting about it. And when people go out there and view that stuff, he gets the cash. That's what they do. They bring up all this stuff, they make all stuff up, so you guys believe that he doesn't think that he doesn't know how it works. Of course he does. Wait, what? Hey, there was a TV show. Yeah, Xena, Warrior Princess with Lucy Lawless, the beautiful and awesome Lucy Lawless. Hey! She used to do that, flip around, kick people all over the place. And then you had Hercules. I forgot the name of Hercules in the whole show. Louis, there's something fishy going on. What's that? Okay, what is the fishy thing going on? Go ahead, Talos. What is it? What's the fishy thing? Because look, it's like how I say though. This points you're bringing up 20 years ago, I would have said it's valid. Now, if the company is failing, right, and it's the only company that's shutting down studios, layoffs, and everything, right? Because it's kind of funny. You only focus on the layoffs of Microsoft. You only focus on the layoffs of all. But, bro, it's happening everywhere. We got to talk about the layoffs between everyone. Everyone is having issues these days and age to survive. They're having those issues. I mean, I scratch my head and I say, shit, what's happening? Why are these studios getting shut down? What's going on, Big Man CX Box. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And also hit that bell. But it's like what I say, though, chat. I mean, I just had to dissect that video because it was just too funny. Let me see if I can find the part where she says that building a PC is cheaper. I found it so funny that she did say that. Let me see where she says it. Let me lower the volume. I know she says something like that. Like building a PC is cheaper. Didn't have to worry what piece of software is on the Windows system, but yet they're putting games on Steam to be on the Windows system. But okay. Let me see if I can find that. If I find that, but then she's serious. I think in one part of the video she did say it. Let me see now. That it's cheaper to build a PC. On a PC nowadays, it's cheaper for you to actually build one yourself. I'm like, huh? And man, in 2025, it feels like they're abandoning everything. That is actually the funniest comment I have read. So you feel like they're abandoning everything after a hell of a year this year. Because look at this year. I mean, Game Pass has been kicking so much ass this year. It's been funny as hell. And then you go out there and say they're, oh Lord, oh Lord, I just love when people go out there but it do stuff like this. How do you feel that? I mean, they're literally working on the next generation console. They're releasing a handheld now, which is going to be amazing. Another option for us to buy. And you talk about why should I go pick it up and then tell people go pick up a Steam Deck, but don't pick up an Xbox for X. Really? Shit. That's so funny, man. Oh, Lord. It's just so funny how people just love to slander stuff and just come up with some stuff that I have to sit there and scratch my head about it. I seriously do. I just sit here and scratch my head. Oh my God. Great stuff today, chat. Great stuff today. Just hearing that video just really makes me want to scratch my head and say, what are you talking about? I mean, you're talking, like I said, good valid points 20 years ago, but nowadays it's just like we don't care for that. All we care about is the games, the fun we're having, how the consoles are doing. For example, how if the games look really well on the console, stuff like that. That's all we care about. That's all. Is it worth paying the 80 for this game? Is it worth paying, this much for this? Is it worth paying, hell, that's all we care about. Just play games. That's what we do. Focus on what's coming up next. Focus on what's coming out now. I mean, focus on what else are we going to play. That's what we got to worry about. I know chat's with me there, but hell, it's the truth. Asmongold Gold found Reforge not long ago, and he was astonished how contradicting Reforge is. This is what they do, guys. They contradict themselves to get the content. Because look, I have never heard of Laura Fryer, right? Until yesterday. Why? Because while I was looking for news to talk about today, I see like these sites are talking about this, and I'm like, huh, what's happening? And then I'm like, oh Lord, who's this? And then all of a sudden I see everything that's happening, and I see that people are grabbing her and see that, see, she's right. Like everything she's saying, she's right. But I find it funny on what is she's so right about that you have to say she's right. Because again, you have good valid points, but that's a 20-year-old conversation. Those valid points were for 20 years ago. Nowadays, are they valid? I don't see nothing valid about it. You're saying that their hardware, for me, their hardware is dead. Okay. And then you say, why am I going to go pick this up? Okay. I'm going to call her Dreamcast Girl. Dreamcast Girl. Because the Xbox is dead. Well, actually, the video didn't say the Xbox is dead. All she said was the what's it called? The future of Xbox, though. But yeah, kind of funny stuff right there. Kind of funny stuff. My PlayStation 5 is cold as ice, but I don't play that much for it to burn up. Damn, Looney Warbat. Well, all you gotta do is you gotta pop in, what's it called? Death Stranding 2. It usually overclocks the console, makes it heat up, and then you got a problem with overheating. No, we got overheating problems. Yep, that's how it is. Oh man, that's how it is. But like I said, I found it pretty funny though. That was actually a good video to laugh at, good video to chill out, laugh. And now today, she last night she was at 24K. Now that video is sitting on 30K views when I watched it last night. Pretty fun stuff. Like I said, all this stuff is just gonna get attention. All she wants is that attention. Insane. She's gonna get that attention. And I bet you she's happy. She's like, yeah, I should make more videos like this. You know, I got a lot of attention from the fans and they're cheering me up. Yep. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Nothing else. Jigo6 says, why do people cap and make up lies for clicks? Makes no sense because at the end of the day, you know, here's the thing though, right? If people could change their focus on how to look at things, then it would be better. Then people will change the way they do content. Now, the thing is, the people out there, the majority are just people that hate a lot. I do not know why, but it seems like there's a majority of people that hate too much instead of, focusing on what's good. I mean, here, for example, you guys are in this show. We bring people in here, right? That people that come in here, you are open to come here. You could be a PlayStation fan, you could be an Xbox fan, you can be all this stuff. But if you don't come in here talking sense or calling things down the middle, then we're going to kick you out. Because if you're going to fanboy because of one console, we're going to kick you out. 100%, we're going to kick you out. We're going to kick you out. Because it's not a good thing, right? It's going to start by July, man. Damn, I think it's going to start by July. They said it's going to be on July, so it's going to start happening sooner or later. That's what they said. So we're going to wait and see so we can talk about it when it happens. But the thing is, why do they make the stuff up? Because they need that stuff to go out there. And this is what happened yesterday, right? When I went out on Twitter, and also when I went on to look at the news, because first off, I look at the news, then I go on Twitter to see what's happening. I see that this Microsoft vet started to talk about Xbox. So when I go on Twitter, I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is so true." Like for the same guys, like you got your James, you got your KGN Gamer, you got I don't know who else was out there that was cheering for this, saying that is right. Then you got your they're saying, "Oh, she was right. She was 100% right." But I'm like, I sit here and I watch this video, and I say, "What are you right about?" I mean, you're right about a narrative that was 20 years old. That, in some sense, it can work today, but we've seen the changes happening. Why don't you talk about the changes on how what is going to bring positive? Because it's kind of funny. She says that these changes are going to bring up more stuff, and that's the point. These guys need to get the money. It, but again, 20 years ago, that used to be the strategy, but now it's not the same. Intel also laid off a lot of people too. Yes, everybody is laying off people. I mean, it's happening out there. It's happening. A lot of these companies are doing it. Walmart, Best Buy, all of these big ass companies are doing it. But at the end of the day, though, right? At the end of the day, though, the question is that we have to ask is what is working? Because if PlayStation even shift the way they did business, because it used to be only exclusives on their consoles, now is right now, this is what they do. They release the game on the console, wait a year or two and say, okay, it's going on to PC. Release the game on a console, because it used to be like in PlayStation 4 era, they released the game on the console and it was only on PlayStation 4. That was it. You couldn't get it anywhere else but just on PlayStation 4. Now you can get your games on PlayStation and also on PC. Why did they change? Why did they shift? Why did they do that? Why? Because they're not that stupid. They look at numbers. They say, man, the PC market is growing. Let's get our games over there, because in games we get more money than we do in hardware. Because it's kind of funny. They release the game on PC, and what's the price upon release? It's almost full price. It's kind of fun. It's almost full price. Sometimes they release it at 70, sometimes they release it at 60, sometimes they release it at 50. But hell, you're almost getting that game at full price. Not even discounted. And that's another reason why I think they should go day and date so they can charge full price on both sides of the game, on PlayStation and PC. But okay. But no, she cannot be in any under NDA, because at the end of the day, Safo, if she was under an NDA, then she wouldn't ever do videos. But she's not under any NDA, so she can talk anything she wants. But again, like I said, this is a strategy that worked 20 years ago. And some things you have a point on, but at the end of the day, this is talk that is 20 years ago talk. Nowadays, we got to look on what works, what should happen, because you're talking about a strategy that if the consoles stick onto it, it's going to be better. But I don't find it like it's better. I just don't. Because it's simple and easy. Look, let's look at numbers, right, chat? Let's have some fun. Check this out. How many gamers play on mobile and tablets? Check this out. You guys ready? See? I mean, this is what they do. Look at this. A large portion of gamers play on mobile and tablets, with 79% of all gamers using phones for gaming and 47% of them playing on multiple platforms. A significant number, 35%, only play on mobile devices, according to Pocket Gamer Biz. While mobile is the most popular platform, as Game Industry Biz reports that 60% of online respondents play on phones and tablets, with PC and console is being roughly half that size. You guys listen to it? Half that size. Mobile dominance. Mobile is the most popular platform for gaming, with 78% of gamers playing on their phones. Multi-platform players are a large percentage. 47% of gamers play on more than one platform. Mobile-only gamers, 35% of all gamers exclusively play on mobile devices. Tablets are popular too. Significant number of gamers, 60% of online respondents play on phones and tablets. PC and console comparison. PC gaming accounts for 33% of players, while consoles are used by 41% of the gamers. You guys listen to this? So it's like, bro, and this is the news that was in 2023. I mean, shit. Like I said, we just got to look at the numbers. That's all. Numbers don't lie. And so that's why these guys have shifted. their way of strategy. They shift from saying, okay, we have this game only exclusive on this console. Now it's time to port it elsewhere for people to go out there and enjoy. Because that's where the money is at, is in the software. Software is expensive. We know this because, look, for example, Safo, you're in here, Safo. I got a question for you, Safo. How much did your PC cost? And you did not build it, you got it already built. How much did your PC cost, for example? Like me, I sit down and say, okay, I got to build a new PC. I'm going to go get a 5080. So the 5080 costs 1,000. I got to get a new motherboard that's 500. I got to get SSDs. I got to get RAM, DDR5. I got to get a new system, shit. I got to get a CPU. I got to get all this stuff, right? And when I sit and I look at it, I'm like, damn, I'm literally almost spending $3,000 to $4,000 to build this PC without keyboard, mouse, or screen. Tarnish, what's up? Good morning, Tarnish. Yeah, it's well with all these acquisitions flying around and this data is available that isn't being used. Laugh out loud. But here's the thing, though, chat, right? At the end of the day, like I was saying, you see all these clickbait titles and everything. Look, take it for a grain of salt. Don't take it personally. That's what I tell everyone. This is video game talk. A lot of people, the thing is that they're taking so much of this thing personally. I sit there and I just laugh. I look at this stuff and I just laugh. I go out there and, for example, how Reforged, listen, you're talking about you don't know how quick resume works. I even know how quick resume works, and I don't even know techie stuff, and I know how it works. Simple. You launch the game. It lets you keep up to 5 games on it. And if I want to continue, just click on the game. It says quick resume and land on the spot I was at. That was it. Real fast, real quick, real easy. I mean, what's wrong with quick? I mean, I know how it works. You don't want to know that for I think one 10 was $600. Okay, good. You got it at a good price. Did you buy it new? Did you buy it used? Where's Forza Horizon Mobile? Good question. I don't know, Rachie. Where's Forza Horizon Mobile? But it'll be nice to get that. The 360 did work very well. PS5 still on the PS3 mode. Yep. Microsoft knows where the money is to be made on mobile. Most people bought Minecraft on mobile. There you go. You can get pre-built gaming PC from Costco at $1,000. Oh, there you go. See? But okay, that's a pre-built PC. All right, there you go. But if you want the ultimate gaming experience, you gotta seriously sit down and say, okay, let me go ahead and build this PC, right? Or let me go and build this thing, and it's gonna cost me $3,000 or $4,000. Like I said, this is expensive. Anywhere was $700. There you go, $700. Good stuff. You actually got it for a good price right there. But usually a good PC, a great PC, is $1,000. Usually $1,000 for a great PC. Now, if you want the ultimate PC, it's going to cost you $3,000 to $4,000 for the ultimate game. What I mean by ultimate is having the best high-end stuff on the PC. And if you add the liquid cooling effect and everything, then we're talking about $7,000, $8,000 PC, which I'm not going to build that because I don't want to deal with that stuff for the rest of my life. Actually, you can still make an amazing machine with the DDR4 based system, and I do believe you that on Rachel because you have a PC that's a 1070 Ti, so I believe you when you say that. It's kind of disingenuous to throw out numbers as a con PC gaming while price points can vary as low as a Series S as high as a used car. In fact, the benefit of PC is price flexibility. And that's the thing, though, because but how about nowadays, though, Tarnish? Because nowadays, Jacob 6 says the mobile market is over 3 billion users. It dwarfs the console by a large margin. Yes, it does. And also PC, too. Reforged Gaming doesn't know Quick Resume works because he doesn't own an Xbox Series X and S. Anyone that has the console knows you don't even have to own it. All you got to do is watch a video. Louis, if Xbox is dead, why do people talk about it so much? They don't talk about Dreamcast every day. Why do people talk about it so much? Because, like I said, there's a lot of people out there, and it's sad for me to say, that are full of hate against this console. So they go to these PlayStation places, or they go to this stuff to hear that the Xbox is dead. And when they hear about it, they go out and talk about it just to brag that the Xbox is dead. But at the end of the day, what they don't understand is that they don't know how bad in the future is going to affect them. Because they think that if PlayStation knocks out Xbox and Xbox finally dies, not out there. I mean, sometimes I even say this, chat, and I do mean it in a way because I mean it like damn, I hope this happens to see what they're gonna say. Because hell, I gotta tell you something. If Xbox does leave the console market and it says it's gonna kill its gaming division, I'm not buying a PlayStation. Because I know PlayStation is gonna be like, well, we're out here alone. Let's put the service on this price. Let's put the games on this price. We're gonna start putting all these games at a higher prices because at the end of the day, we don't have competition anymore. Let's make money. And people are like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not buying myself over here because you guys are getting mad expensive. Because I'll be honest with you, chat, and let's sit down and look at this. These consoles right now shouldn't even be worth in this price. These consoles, PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, should be at a price range of $1,000 right here. Between $800 and $1,000 for them to make profit. I'm being honest. This generation, it should have been like that. But it didn't come out that way. Didn't come out that way. It's like cell phones. Remember these things? When you used to buy them? Oh, these cell phones cost this much? Yep. Nowadays, it's $1,000 for a cell phone. $1,000. But back in the day, it was like $400 for a cell phone. Now it's $1,000 for a damn cell phone. Holy smokes. These things are expensive. Damn. Partly because there's nothing on the PlayStation cabinets dead air over there. There is a lot of stuff on the PlayStation 5. I mean, I've been talking PlayStation this whole week, and I've been talking about how they're having problems with liquid metal, on how they're having problems with Death Stranding being overheating. Now there is something out there. Now over there in Brazil, people are pissed off with the price increase. They're now talking about it on the PS Plus, and I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow. Because people are mad. She did 10 games with Xbox Game Studios, games with Epic Games Incorporation 5, with Epic Games Tools, LC. At the advance of the Xbox Advanced Technology Group in 2004. Listen, she can be the best high-ranked person out there. She can be anything right now, right? But at the end of the day, she brought up a discussion, which, like I said, you brought up some good points, but those good points are 20 years ago. Nowadays, right? It's not even a discussion to be put on the table. Like, oh, should Xbox continue hardware? Are they becoming too lazy to build up hardware? Or they're doing this? I mean, hell, if PlayStation got someone to make their consoles, PlayStation would be like, here, take it. If you can make it for cheaper, woo, they would have done it too. Or make a better device for cheaper. I can see that happening. Too. Oh, Lord. PS fans calls Xbox a sickness on gaming. Nice. Let them call whatever they want. Jesse James, I don't need reminding. These just trolling in 1980. Yep. You're right, Louis. We're playing on 2018 tech in our consoles right now. I don't know what's going to happen next year. I don't know how these consoles are going to have the next generation coming out. But it's like how I say, though. Because for me, like the jump it has made, like I look at the games from last gen compared to this, I'm like, I feel like I've been playing the same games, since last gen, with better graphics, of course, nowadays. But that's it, If she's not in these meetings deciding the future of the ecosystem, then it should be considered noise. Of course, it's considered noise because she got her noise. I mean, she's getting views, she's getting more subscribers. She's got 58.7 subscribers right now, 58.7K subscribers. I mean, hell, because she used to be, right, a Microsoft exec. So now, since she used to be a Microsoft exec, and she goes out there and states an opinion that's, like I said, valid. That was 20 years ago, right? Like I said, she brought up some good points, but they're 20 years ago good points. Nowadays, the question is, what actually works? That is the question. Because look, why do I always bring up the whole PlayStation situation, like how they started porting their games up to PC? Why do I talk about it? Is because, look, one thing is that people keep in mind this: PlayStation is number one in the video game industry. They're number one. So if they did this change, right now. If they change that strategy, instead of keeping the word exclusive on the console, it's because they are looking for more money. Because look, Xbox started putting their games on PC in 2014. PlayStation started pretty much in 2020, 6 years later. Because they said we got to get the money from that software. So if PlayStation did change the strategy, it's because the old ways are not working. So I focus on that and tell you guys the old ways don't work. Some people still believe that the old ways work. Well, I'll let them believe that. Because at the end of the day, sites are going to come out and tell you, well, this way, that way, it's happening. Number one, in money hiding. Yep, number one in money hiding, 100%. And they're being sued for that too. By the Dutch and also by the people over there in Europe. They're suing them for $7.8 billion right now. Because nobody's pushing people to buy $1,000 phones. My phone costed me $250 as SSD agent, the CD, basically the GPU performance of a Series S. Nice. I mean, Raichi, I believe everything Raichi says. I believe Raichi, but at the end of the day, though, bro, these phones were not that expensive, though. I mean, hell, now they're costing $1,000, 1.5. Hell, they're getting expensive. MS can be the biggest publisher and also make hardware. I'm not sure why that's hard for people to grasp. Because they want Microsoft to be out of the market of consoles. That's what they want. They want to have that victory that Microsoft died, and they want to have that victory that Microsoft is dead. But at the end of the day, they do not know what that victory will cause them. Because listen, at the end of the day, because this is the sad part, right? They cheer for all this stuff. They go out there, they cheer. They say, hey, Xbox should die. Man, this game, and then all of a sudden these games are great, because I just love how they say these games are great, because the majority of people who review these games get these codes, right? Which is cool. They get these codes and they cheer up for this game. Oh man, this game is great and everything, but the question is, are they actually buying their own games? We saw it with Astrobot. Astrobot won Gotti, and I have not seen anywhere how much has Astrobot sold after they won Gotti. Personally, I'd like to thank the ponies and pony boss for the endless content. Helps put a smile on my face at work. May their tears never end. Cheers, Louis. Oh man, that's why I sit here and I laugh, because at the end of the day, they take things so personal. Look, they come by this show like somebody called me a dumbass earlier. I'm like, oh, so now you're dissing me? Okay, have a good day to you, sir. Because I'm not even gonna call him out for that or call him back or something, because he's being an ass about it. So have a good day. We're not here to be assholes. We're here to talk about what's happening. We're here to talk about games. We're here to talk about everything, having fun. People permanently think that you can only make consoles if you have exclusives, and that's not true 100%, because if consoles only survive on exclusives, they would have been bankrupt and done it over. And that happened, Wacko Games. You know when that happened? In 2018, when they weaponized the word exclusive. Why did they weaponize it? Because before that, the discussion was that the PlayStation was more powerful than the Xbox. Remember that? That was the thing. 1080p, 900p, 1080p, 900p. And then when the Xbox One X came out, that whipped the PS4 Pro's butt and the PS4, regular PS4's butt. They decided to weaponize the word exclusive. Now they think, because of what media said and what everyone is saying, that exclusives make game sales. Game console sales. Oh, kind of funny, because people buying PS5 to play Fortnite, play GTA 5, to play Roblox, to play Minecraft, and sports games. That's what basically they're buying it for. Nothing else. Kind of crazy, huh? Kind of crazy. And sometimes an exclusive comes out and then lasts there for a month on the top 10 list that people bought it. But then after that, we don't see that exclusive anywhere else happening. I sit there and I scratch my head and say, where did this exclusive go? What happened here? That's why I won, Louis. It was literally an advertising for Astrobot. All Microsoft is doing is using the Bill Gates Windows playbook with the dash of Satya's Netflix, and it's working. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. And that was the whole idea from the beginning, because I sit here and they're like, well, this is not a console anymore. But wait a minute. Back in the day, Bill Gates wanted Windows to run on this damn thing. Now we're getting it. What's the problem? This was pretty much Bill Gates' dream. What is the problem now? That was actually the initial idea. What? Black Against says consoles were made to sell you software. 100% that's what they're made for. Xbox becoming PC/console is amazing because Sony will lose its money hiding leverage. Not many developers would want to skip PC day 100%. Louis, PlayStation brand is number one. Nintendo is really the number one consoles in the world right now as far as the most sold. Microsoft is one of the largest game publishers on the planet. Yep, number one gaming publisher right now, and they're kicking ass. Is that the price? And even that will offer you over double the performance on the console. Nice, 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 nice. Man, I gotta sit there and build a PC. I got to. Without money, handed PS5 wouldn't have a lineup. That's the thing, though. Without the money handing, PS5 wouldn't even have a lineup. Yep. And that's the sad part because it's kind of funny. Okay, take this for example. Watch this. All right. Silent Hill 2 remake has sold over 2 million copies worldwide. You listen to this? And this game was remade and put a lot of money into it being remade. I don't know what the cost it was for being remade, but I bet you it cost some money to be remade. But it only 2 million copies. So let's do some math. All right. Where is the... Now let's see. Silent Hill 2 original game sales total. Let's see the game sales total. Oh, back in it only sold 1 million copies. Ugh, that game did horrible. It sold 2 million. That's pretty good then. Oh, according to okay. Oh, now it's saying okay. All right, my bad. So let's see now. That game only sold 1 million copies. Let's see the Silent Hill series. Wow, that's actually a game that sold. Yeesh. The total record sales, man, that sold that little. Damn. But all right. I was gonna bring up a point, but my point was canceled right there. But Silent Hill back in the day, right? I think it was only for PlayStation, only sold 1 million copies, right? Which was a good number back in the day. So nowadays, 2 million copies is actually a good number, is it not? Now, if it would have been everywhere, right? If it would have been on Xbox, it probably would have sold 3 or 4 million copies, which it would have been better for them. Would have gotten more money for it. And that's the thing, though. Locking up a game on one system. I always say that. Release it for everywhere, man. That's why Silent Hill is on PlayStation. Is it PlayStation PC day one? Yeah, because if I bet you it was only on PlayStation, I don't even think that game would have sold 1 million copies. I wouldn't. Let me see. I don't think it would have even sold 1 million. I think it would have probably reached 1 million, but sell like 2 million. I don't know. Let's see the numbers out there. All it says is the Silent Hill remake has sold 2 million copies across both physical and digital sales on PlayStation 5 and PC via stream, according to, but they don't say what number it's sold on PlayStation. I can imagine that number. Final Fantasy 16 only sold 3 million. I'm glad it's going everywhere right now. Let's see. But at the end of the day, though, chat, it's like what I say. Games should be everywhere. It shouldn't be money had it. It's crazy. It's crazy. It should be everywhere. They should be everywhere for you can access. It should be everywhere for you can play them. Because at the end of the day, though, right, they're still trying to protect the whole console value and all that stuff. But nowadays, while these kids are growing up, they're not going to care for that. These kids don't even care about the console war. They don't. They don't care about that. All they care about is playing all these games, and that's it. Ponies are mad at the idea of the next Xbox being a PC hybrid. Why they care? Not sure why they care. Because they're looking for something to slander. That's why. They got nothing else to do. That's what they do. Without money handed, the PS5 wouldn't have a lineup. Yep, that's true. But yeah, like you were saying though, right? PlayStation's the number one brand in the world. And that's what I'm saying. If the PlayStation being the number one brand in the world has shifted their ways on how they release exclusives, then why you guys go slander Xbox when they did in 2014? Why do you guys slander Xbox that they put their games on PlayStation? Why do you guys slander Xbox because of everything they do? Because it's kind of funny. Xbox goes left, they're wrong. Xbox go right, they're wrong. Xbox goes down the middle, they're wrong. Xbox goes north, they go south, they go east, they west, they're wrong. Xbox pees in the toilet, it's wrong. Xbox take a shit, it's wrong. Xbox does everything, it's wrong. Everything Microsoft does, it's wrong. Nobody talks the positive about what Microsoft is doing. It's a shame. Not that much of people though. It didn't sell well on PC because of poor performance. There you go. There you go. Ponies are mad that ENX PS, but you're not sure why. Every once in a while, new shiny, new powerful consoles come out, but it turns out the price gets too high for every. Yeah, because it's kind of funny, right? Last generation, we were sitting at, what was it, 400, 500, and then we got consoles being released at 300, right? Look at this gen. We have not gotten a cheaper version of the console. Silent Hill got destroyed by reviewers and is using had an example very bad optimization. That's the conversation we had earlier about these games being released not being fully optimized. No idea. You'd think you'd be jumping up and down on the idea of PlayStation being the only traditional console on the market since they hate competition. So here's the thing: what I tell the console fans, and I stick to this all the time. I tell the console fans this: listen, you guys need to do this. You guys need to focus on if you want to save money, right? I tell you straightforward: go buy yourself an Xbox. Stop with the hate, right? And worry more about your wallet. That's all I say. Now you come around to me and say, but Louis, the games on PlayStation actually look better, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you don't even notice it. You turn on the Xbox and you play Call of Duty on your Xbox. So you turn on the game on PlayStation. You don't notice it. Eye to eye, you don't see that on your TV. Now, if you had the equipment, you'll probably notice that there is a small difference between one and the other, but it's the same damn game. Now, what do I tell people? Get yourself an Xbox and save money. You got Game Pass. Pay those $20 and have fun. Engage. Play those games that are coming out that are so expensive it's insane. And save $50. Now, if you want to get on your PS5 down the road, then go ahead and get it when it actually is on sale. I don't know what's wrong with that. I'm trying to understand what's wrong with that. Oh, because I'm renting the game. What's wrong with renting a game? Didn't you rent games back in the day when Blockbuster was alive? Now renting a game is a problem. It's like, it's sad how these people get stuck to those ideas and just not look at the positive side of things. Because it's like how I say, what's much better? What is the best thing I'm doing with this hobby right now? And that is, hey, I'm having fun with the hobby and the hobby is real cheap. That's amazing. It's a real cheap hobby. So hell, why don't I get myself an Xbox and save money on the hobby I love every single day to do? They're not sure. My son doesn't give two craps about a console. Yep, they want Xbox to stay a normal console because they know that's Sony's strength, easy win for. There you go. That's another one. They probably wanted that way because they wanted to win. But here's the thing, though. Xbox not even looking at that. What Xbox is trying to do is, hey, we pay $80 billion over here. We pay not 80. We paid this generation almost $100 billion worth of games, right? Worth the studios and everything. We're trying to get all this money to come back to us. And hog tying them to a console, it ain't gonna work. I come from an 8-bit generation, so FPS means nothing to me. We never care about that. Now it's like, oh, we gotta care about the FPS, 60 FPS, 30 FPS. I'm like, yeah, so you can care for it, but I mean, if it gets you so dizzy you get nauseous, then that's a different story. But hell, if it runs fine, I'm happy. But you're right, though. I think they want that just to have a fight out there between Sony and PlayStation, between Sony and Xbox. But the funny thing is, what are you fighting for? When basically this fight is not getting no one anywhere. Ponies lie. They love renting games. Read these comments every time Sony announces the monthly PS Plus games. No. But they bring in the argument and they say, no, those are our games. And then when they come around and say, okay, quit paying the PS Plus, see what happens. See if they're still your games. Like, no, those are our games. And then I say, quit paying the PS Plus. Let's see if they are still your games. I mean, they try to argue with it, but you got to tell them, just don't pay for PS Plus to see if you can still play them. Go ahead, launch it. after a month of not paying PS Plus. Let's see if they work because hell, I remember for me they don't work. I gotta pay for that plus, so it's not my game. It's rented while I'm in the service. Yep. Oh Lord. Wow. Let me see. Ponies lie. They love renting game. Okay, read that. Ponies was drooling over Diablo 4 coming to PS Plus. Yep, that's what they do. You know the heavy fog in Silent Hill in the OG games, it was used for performance, but in the remake, the fog is there, but everything beyond the 4 render, it renders stuff you can't see. Wow, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Howard Santa, how are you? How you doing? Welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button and also hit that bell. Please do, sir. So, like I was saying though, chat, play games. Let's have fun. That's all we got to worry about. And I know this week we're probably going to have the layoffs incoming. Probably so, probably not. I don't know. If they come, well, we'll talk about it. If they don't, then hell, all we got to do is play games. That's all. You're not going to be the ones going out there. See, I told you it was going to happen because at the end of the day, if it does, it does. If it doesn't, hell, all we got to worry about is playing the games. Play games, have fun, enjoy your content. That's all we got to focus on. Right, chat? So where you from? I'm from an island in the Caribbean where it's always hot, it's never cold. That's where I'm from. Always hot, never cold. Let's see now. But yeah, it is what it is, Chad. It is what it is. Now they have a new safe haven to run to. Now, the funny thing is, everything that person's saying is going to be true to them, and it's going to be truth till the end of the day. Yep. It's always going to be true. Yep. So, not sure if you saw my comment previously, Louis. It's sad to see PS fanboys who want Xbox to die and go away, and now they are concerned for the MS layoffs. Yep. Yes, go ahead. You can ask me anything, Howard Santa. Go ahead and ask anything you want. It's open. But like I was saying though, Chad, I mean, but yet they don't focus on their stuff. Which they should. They should be talking about, hey, PlayStation, why aren't you releasing games? Hey, PlayStation, why aren't you doing this? Hey, PlayStation, what are you going to do with the liquid metal situation? I mean, if I read that liquid metal situation, I would have been out there saying, hey, Sony, you better do something because, hell, we got a lot of people getting their consoles fired because of the liquid metal situation. They don't do nothing. All they do is stay quiet while PlayStation takes advantage of them, right? They're increasing the prices. Look, Brazil went up in roars because PlayStation decided to increase. I think it was a plus. I don't know what they increased. They got mad as hell. They got mad as hell. I mean, they were pissed off. They were so mad it was insane. Which we will talk about that tomorrow because that's going to be something good to talk about tomorrow morning. It's going to be a fun conversation. It will be fun because that's how it is, chat. It's going to be fun. We're going to have fun with this because, hell, that's what you got to do. They increase the price. We got to go out there and roar. Like, I was actually one of the people out here who was roaring about $80 being in games. And some people was like, hey, some Xbox people are like, well, who cares if the games go up to 80? I mean, we have Game Pass. I'm like, we should be worried about games going up to 80 because, if games increase, then, part of the servers will increase too. But we should worry about this stuff. We should worry about it. Because, I mean, they were like saying, oh, Microsoft came with the $80 price, but Nintendo did too, but nobody fought Nintendo. That's how it is, chat. That's how it is. That's what they do. Price went up in Turkey as well. The cost of living hasn't gotten better for them over the last few years. And that's the thing. Things get prices up. They do. Like I've said earlier, I'm enjoying that Minecraft Bedrock recently with the improved visuals and performance on my Xbox Series X, and I'm not concerned about playing exclusives. Bro, the majority of gamers don't play exclusives. They have that idea so stuck in their head they don't. If they were so focused on that, I mean, it would have been on the top 10 list every single month, the whole exclusives. But on the top 10 list, right, all we see is the same games. I got you, Rudix. I got you. No worries. When I pick it up, I'll say, Rudix, I got it. Let's go play. Oh, nice. What you doing today, Rudix? Well, Rudix always got something. So, or is it Rudix is Bob the Builder? He builds stuff over there. I don't know if he's building something. I don't know if he's gonna go out for dinner or something. But yeah. But the thing was, like I said, they weaponized the word exclusive. They weaponized it because they didn't have anything else to talk about. So that's why exclusive became a weapon. In 2018, that's when it all started. Well, Xbox doesn't have any exclusives. We gotta focus on the exclusives because why? Oh, this died again? Crap, this camera keeps on dying on me. It's going crazy. God damn. Crazy stuff, chat. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, yeah, crazy stuff. I mean, every day I sit down here and I look for news. There's always got to be something negative. It's like the other day I saw something negative about the Nintendo Switch. I'm like, hold up a minute. Let me ask the guys who have Nintendo Switch this question. Are you actually seeing this effect be on your screen? The guys were like, no, we're not seeing this. So why would I believe what this guy's saying that this is a problem? Why should I believe him? Why is this like a problem? I'm trying to understand why is this a problem. But hell, that's how it is. Outdoors does look good. Need to check that out this week. Yes, it is. Actually, a very good game. People are talking about it. People are talking a lot about Outdoors. That's what they're doing. 55 price increase. Wow. Remember when you first got that camera, Crazy? Yes, and it still does so good. I don't know why. Lately, it's like it defaults, it goes down. I don't know what's going on. Like right now, it's following me again. It's working good, but sometimes defaults, I gotta go in and refix it and everything. It's crazy. This is actually a good camera for me to buy. But you know what? I might get another one. You just watch. I might get another one because I'm gonna be streaming a lot more from Twitch because I got an idea now. I got an idea. Yes, I do. I got an idea. I might get another one, but a different one though. Just to switch on stream. One of those cameras that follows you. Yep, I'm gonna get one. Just to switch on stream. I'm gonna get one. You'll see. I got an idea. I got an amazing idea. So I can play games on the Xbox and play games over here. Yep. On Twitch. Yes, they said the Switch 2 has a ghosting issue, but my console never leaves the dock. Should I care? Laugh aloud? I mean, and not only that, a lot of the Switch users were telling me that it did not have this issue. So I don't know. Louis has got some good use out of the camera at onlycans.com. Crazy Louis. Can you imagine? I didn't even know about that. Oh, Lord. I mean, if I had an OnlyFans thing, I would have been insane. Oh, Lord. Funny stuff. Dímelo. Casi, ¿qué pasó? Ah, ¿es qué? Tú estás en cámara. Tú te estás viendo ahora mismo. Hold on, chat. Give me a second. Let me switch the view. Hold on. Let me switch the view. All right. Yep. All right. We're here. Switch to me real quick because I gotta be looking over here. But like I was saying though, chat, right? Crazy stuff happening. Hold on, let me see what you guys are saying because I switched my view over here. Oh, sorry about that. So I have no idea that it was a real website. You had no idea that's even a real website. It's got to be a real website. I mean, hell, I don't. I think it is. I think it is. It'll be funny as hell if that actually does exist. I love Halo and Gears. The same time, the console warring is pointless. Minecraft is niche but unique and different enough. The most games that I enjoy Minecraft everywhere. There you go. There you go. I mean, that's the point, guys. I mean, you gotta have fun with your games. I mean, we can't focus on all this negative attention these guys want, and that's what they want. I don't know why they want so much negative attention instead of being positive. And I ask them all the time when they come by the show, why are you mad at Microsoft? What has Microsoft ever done to you so mad about? You know? Did you work out this morning, Dave Reese? I'm starting my workouts this week. I'm finally starting it because after I was done with the treatment, I took a week off, right? Just just to leave a couple more days to get better, and so now I'm better 100%. My legs are moving way more better after the treatment was done, so I'm happy. What type of hot sauce is that you use, Crazy Louie? It's called Tabasco sauce. It says salsa picante ranchero. It's good. It's not that spicy. It's good. It has a little bit of flavor to the food. I like it. It's not that bad. I like it. I like it. It's actually good sauce. But all right, dear Reese, this week we're starting with the workouts. We're going to start killing Crazy Louie this week. I promise you that. So yeah. ¿Te cubrieron la puerta?
Termina que no te gusta nada. Quiero reiniciar el modo internet y no puedo conectarte aquí.
Ah, no internet. Qué raro. Ah, pero mira. No reiniciemos, reinicia la cajita, nada, que está conectada a la pared.
La de afuera.
La de afuera, reinicia esa. Desconéctala, espera 10 segundos, vuelve a conectar. Que no es el modo, es eso. Velocidad está bien. All right. Sorry about that, chat. So, like I was saying. Bringing it back in here because, sorry about that. Someone had to use something real quick. Yep, that's what they got to do. What else is happening out there, chat? Anything else happening out there? I love chili sauce. Whatever country I visit, I always bring back something. Yep. Yes, we got to stay active, guys. I mean, we got to do exercise. We got to go outside. We got to watch movies, have fun. Hell, the Formula One movie's out. Did anyone see the Formula One movie? I know Marie saw it. He doesn't want to give me spoilers, but I know he did. Yep. Let's see now. What else is going out there? We got the Brazilian people, man. We will talk about that later. Let me see. My next one, rejecting the proper. Okay. Wow. Let me see. Ghost of Your Toys $250 PS5 Collector's Edition is for the hardcore fans now. Jesus, $250? Damn. I mean, the Doom thing was like $200 or something like that, wasn't it? Shit. And this month, guys, and let me tell you something. Let's talk something. Let's bring up some positive stuff right here. Let's bring up some positive stuff right here because we got to bring up a positive conversation. This month, Game Pass is going to be on fire. It's going to be on fire. This month, Game Pass is going to be on fire. Why do I say it's going to be on fire? Because at the end of the day, we're getting so many games this month. It's insane. We got Wu Chang coming up. We have Grounded coming up. Hell, we got so much to play this month. It's insane. Isn't Mafia coming out this month too? I think Mafia's coming out this month, isn't it? Oh no. Chat, did I disconnect? Am I still live? Hello? Am I still here? Oh crap. Oh yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here. Okay, okay. I'm still here. Okay. Whew. Okay, I'm still here. Whew. I thought this died. I'm on for Wu Chang. Yeah, I'm on for Wu Chang too. That Wu Chang game is gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome. My visit in August. Okay, my visit in August. But yeah, you hear? Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Yeah, I did die for a second, huh? But I'm here. I'm here. Can you guys see me now? I'm here. Hello, hello, hello. Checking, checking. 1, 2. Checking, checking. 1, 2. Am I here, guys? Hello. I'm here, right? Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Seems like I'm here. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. I am here. I am in chat. I'm still here. I'm still kicking butt. All right. So let's see. But like I was saying, this month is gonna be good and beautiful for Game Pass. Lots to play. Lots to play. Lots to have fun. That's what matters. Mm. But chat, I think there's like nothing to talk about right now. And this issue warning of the we're breaking their consoles. Oh. So Ace Combat, the another thing that came out that was pretty interesting, that new Ace Combat game teased in 30th anniversary message. So we're getting a new Ace Combat games for you Ace Combat fans. We're getting a new one coming soon. Cannot wait for that. Woohoo! Yes. Oh, you're kidding? Okay, I was scared there for one second. Yeah, they had to reset the modem for something. That's why. Sound is delayed. Is it better now, chat? Let me see. I was a mean troll, bro. I mean, don't troll me like that. I was worried. Oh man, let's see what else. But yeah, like I was saying though, I guess that's it for the news today. Tomorrow, guys, we're gonna talk about how Brazil is up in flames with the price increase. And after that, let's see what else. Oh yeah, Tony Hawk 2, 3 and 4 is coming soon too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, that game is launching complete. It will be 4K 60 FPS on console and PC. 8K 60 FPS wouldn't be possible. Oh damn, I thought you were saying it's gonna come out 8K. I was like, huh? Oh Lord, we're getting 8K games. Now I know why they're charging you 80 for that. Playing Aliens Dark Descent via Game Pass Cloud. Nice. You look like one of those Japanese karate movies with sound don't match in the mouth. Oh, look. From back in the day. Godzilla. Godzilla's coming. I know what he's talking about. Or for that one scene from Kung Pao. He asked the guy in Kung Pao, it's like, who is that? He goes. And all of a sudden you see, I don't know. That's such a good movie. Let's see what for Q St. Louis. Oh Lord. But what? I don't get it. Okay, for Q, what's up with that? Why am I holding a banana? Louis Zella, yes. Oh, South America is such a good game, man. Such a good game. I really recommend that game. It's really good. It's really good. Really recommend that game. Really, really awesome game, man. Really good game. Really good game. Go ahead and put it in the Pick on Louis section. Guys, if you're not in my Discord so you can see something, right? Louis, I sent you something in your real mailbox. Oh, nice. What'd you send me? Better be food because I like food. But yeah, guys, you should join our Discord. Here, let me put my Discord. I keep forgetting to promote our Discord. Join our Discord, guys. Join our amazing Discord for good conversations and good, amazing fun, guys. Squeeze the banana, Louis. Oh, Lord. You guys and your comments. Chicken banana, chicken banana, chicken banana. Concert phrase comment. Yes, I did see that. I'm like, why do we need a concert about? But yeah, you know, it is what it is. Concerts are concerts. Let me see if I can. Oh, there's our Discord. There you go. Just drop the Discord right on our channel. Go ahead and join it. Yes, sir, join it. Well, chat. Listen up, the crazy ones gotta go. I gotta call the insurance company. I got several things I gotta do in order to get a car because they were just calling me. So yeah, I got several things I gotta fix up and Adam chat. So yeah, I gotta go and then head to the office chat. You know, I got a long day today. So I gotta go do several things, chat. Gotta do several things. That's what I'm gonna do, chat. That's what I'm gonna do. So chat. Before I go, like always, tell me what you've all been playing. What you've all been playing, chat. What you've all been playing. I want to know what you've all been playing. What's been fun these days? Because I've been playing what's it called? I haven't played that much this weekend because I had a busy weekend, but I'm still with Expedition 33. I'm going to continue on later on today playing it because, man, I really want to finish that game. I want to play some Death Stranding. A lot of people are having fun with that game. I can't wait to play it. Oof. Before I head out to Wu Chang. Now, Wu Chang comes out and play Wu Chang first before I play Death Stranding. And then I'm just going to head out to Death Stranding because, man, I got to play it in Death Stranding. I got to. Always been a fan of the game, but, man, Game Pass has just got me busy. It's the truth. They got me busy. They do. NBA 2K25 and Splitgate. Nice. Good stuff. This roll credits on Control now finished Doom the Dark Ages. Nice. Good games to play, man. Good games, great games to play. That Doom Dark Ages is really good too. Except that they took away my gory kills. I miss them. I miss my gory kills. I do miss my gory kills. They're so much fun. I've been working second playthrough on Expedition 3. Other than that, the usual COD and Rocket League, getting some rest on with all new ones coming up. Yep, we're gonna be busy, guys. This month is gonna be busy. I mean, we got Wu Chang, Grounded, and Tony Hawk's 3 and 4, man. Oh, smokes, we got games to play, man. What are we complaining about? Let's just play games and have fun. Man, chat. Thank you all for hanging out with me today, man. Seriously, chat. It's been awesome. It's been fantastic. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. Thank y'all for your super chats. Thank y'all for your memberships. Really, chat. You're just too fantastic. Seriously, you guys are, man. I love you guys to death. So, chat, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell so it can tell you when XBI content comes on. And guys, have a beautiful, and an awesome Monday. And as always, I will see you guys on the Xbox International Podcast at 7 p.m. ET with Salvo, the Big Blue Man, and Silent Cypher. I'm going to talk with the guys, see who wants to join me this Wednesday because, hell, if all these layouts happen and everything, we got lots to talk about, especially about this video. We got to have a good conversation. I'm going to ask them if they can join me this Wednesday. And let's see if we can do XBI. Yes, sir. I hope, please, Lord, I hope we can. And also, chat. Also, if they invite me, if they don't, Xbox International Podcast en Español at 7 p.m. ET with Elvis, Eliencita, and Metal Berserker. And last but not least, good morning with Crazy Lou Gaming when I send the signal out over there on Twitter X. Blue Sky, Discord, and YouTube. And that's why you got to hit that bell so you can know when the crazy one comes on to talk about what's happening in the gaming news world. Have a beautiful day, guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning on Good Morning with Crazy Little Gaming. Bye, y'all. Have an awesome one.